Boys, this episode of the podcast is proudly sponsored by our good friends over at Wagyu, boys, mate. They make the best Wagyu steak around for affordable prices right here in Prestons, Western Sydney. Cuz if you haven't tried them already, you're missing out. I had my little event for Dogs versus Storm over at Wagyu, boys. Everybody left very satisfied. Even my boss came. My boss knew I was leaving work, and he came, and he loved it, and he's been there already another time since then. Once you go, you get addicted. You can't quit, but it's addicted to something good. Good food that's cooked in no seed oils. Everything is cooked in either beef tallow or ghee. And, mate, it's just, he's got the best food items in the world, mate. You can have Wagyu in like 20 different ways. He's got 2 Lebanese desserts, Nutella Sambursik and Znud, both cooked exceptionally. His mum makes it and they cook it there. His mum makes it like every day. They go and cook it. It's some of the best stuff you will have, like, genuinely, and it won't break your bank. If you tell a lie, so he's saying, yeah, he'll take good care of you, bro. Mate, trust me, Wagyu, boys, and he's got some new items coming, including some items they classified right now, but when they come out, you're gonna be interested. All right. My favorite, boys, is the Wagyu snack pack, mate. The large one. He comes with Wagyu pieces and some of the best chips you've ever had in your life. I don't know what he puts in that chip, the spices and rub that he puts on the fries, but, mate, whatever it is, if you said there was crack in there, I would believe it. That's how addictive they are. Shout out to Wagyu, boys, for sponsoring this episode of the show, and, mate, enjoy.
Hello. Boy, do we have a surprise for you. We listened, we heard you. Who wants to hear none of that Bulldogs talk? None of us. So today, I got Vic in the house, because we all love Vic. We love his insights, we love his takes. And we got Mike, or Hadsrips, I should go. Welcome back to League, lads. Big weekend of footy. I mean, when the Dragons win, it's a big weekend of footy. When the Eels win, it's a big weekend of footy. When the Souths, it's a big weekend of footy.
When Souths lose, it's spewing.
It's spewing. So we're going to cover the footy, get some final thoughts before we have the big game on Wednesday as well. First game to kick us off, Mike, I'll give you the floor, because obviously we had the Panthers against the Rabbits.
Massive game against the Panthers on Friday night. Not a great result for us, but started off pretty dire with a little sin bin from CODY with that little brain snap, 12-point turnaround. Poor Dane Jennings gets a try in the corner in his first sort of starting debut against men. He's 18 years old, by the way. And the bloke twice his age, 36, Cody Walker, kicks a bloke, gets up, kicks a bloke. This poor kid's debut try gets taken away from him.
Bro? What's he thinking, bro?
What was he thinking, indeed?
We should, as bad as it sounds, I'd love to put a highlight package of all these brain snap moments, because there's been some crazy ones
on and off the field.
Bro, nothing is more entertaining than when he tilts. When Cody Walker tilts, it's pure entertainment. But, like, I don't know what he was thinking. What are you thinking, bro? Like, doing that, like, I said, like, we know the World Cup's on. But Jack Cogger's not a ball, bro. He's not a ball, bro. What are you doing?
Is that a pun?
Bro, yeah, he's literally a punt. It's not a fucking gridiron ball either. It's not the NFL season, bro. We're still in the off-season NFL as well, bro. Like, bro, what's doing?
I don't know what he was thinking, boys, but as soon as that happened, I was just like, I was watching the game with Mitch at the pub and my wife, and we just all looked at each other like, what the hell's going on here? My wife called it straight away. She's like, this try's going to get taken off us. He's kicked him. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, Cody just kicked Jack Cogger. And I said, oh, all right. So then the ref goes up to the video ref, obviously, and they're looking at the replay. And what the ref said to him was like, you just did something really stupid. You cost your team a try, and you're going to go sit down for 10. And we're just sitting there with our head in our hands after getting up and clapping and celebrating for Dane scoring in the corner.
Poor kid.
It's so funny. You look at the replay, it's like a tale of two sides. You see our left side all in the huddle with Cody and Cogger and the Penrith boys, and then our whole right side was getting around Dame for his first try. And then it gets taken away. We were so deflated, 12-point turnaround. Yeah, I think from that moment, we really got on the back foot. It's going to find it hard to defend at the start of the game, especially against a team like the Panthers, regardless of who's playing in their team.
Yeah.
And yeah, just a little bit of magic from Milky to score those tries.
He's on one, but he's on one every week, man.
But can I say something?
Of course.
you guys were actually in the fight even after CODY was in the sin bin.
Yeah.
Even after he came back onto the field, the first half.
We did really well in
You were
that
still in the
first half
game.
to come back, especially at 12-10.
Yes.
But you look at that game, and in the second half, we just kept dropping the ball at the start of the second half.
Yeah.
I think our completion rate was 50% or just under.
Yeah.
So you're not going to win a game, especially after losing a bloke for 10 minutes. And we're giving the ball back in a really crucial zone. So it's like the 30-metre zone just before the 40. And then Penrith are just kicking the ball to Jenkins and see what happens. He could have scored like 5-6
He's
tries that game.
the Terminator. He's the Terminator right now. He is the NRL Terminator.
Shout out to Dane Jennings because
Yes.
for his first game against men, he did a great job against one of the best wingers in the comp at the moment, especially in the air. And a lot of people don't know, but he's actually a centre. He's not really a winger, so he's not very used to going up into the air.
Looked like a natural winger, if you ask me.
Very good. And he's so powerful. He's got a brilliant fend on him. He made that one run around the side where he ran through, palmed a couple of blokes off, a couple of tackle breaks. He's going to have a very long first grade career. He actually, I've been saying it for a while because that was his first starting debut game against men. He hasn't played a game of reserve grade this year. He's only played SG ball to start the year, flag, and then he didn't even get put into a game of Reggie's. And he's just been sitting on the bench waiting for his opportunity. He got it the week before against
Good on him.
and he took it with both hands against the Panthers. So
That's what we want to see, bro.
this week, if we get AJ back, hopefully he's on the left and Dane stays on the right. I'd like to see him stay in first grade.
Some tough carries coming out of your own half as well. And that take on Milky, I was like, it was sort of almost like an AFL style mark where he just sort of stretch his arms up. I mean, sometimes you just see like as a pup test or like an eye test, and like you just, in my mind, he passed it with flying colours. Like, honestly, he looked like he'd been in first grade for at least 50 games.
Nothing more exciting as well.
Yeah.
You know, like watching a junior come through the ranks.
Oh, it's very exciting.
He's a terrible shark, so we got him from the coast.
Wowza. There you go.
Yeah, and he's been sort of through the system this year. I think last year as well he may have been, but he's going to be a really good player. He sort of has that fend similar to GI when he was young. I'm not saying he's going to be GI or as good, but it's very, very promising when you see a kid who's able to do that and have the confidence to try and pull that stuff off, especially like what you said, that mark against Jenkins, the one where he was so confident to challenge, where he juggled.
Fearless.
Yeah, like
full fearless. Like it was,
Kid on starting debut telling everyone, no, challenge it, and then it comes off. Like, you got to trust the kid. But that Milky Jenkins try that got given that wasn't even considered.
What are your thoughts on that? Try all day, right?
That's not surely a double movement. The first thing I said was, surely that's a double movement. And we were watching the replay, and then the replay again, and then the replay again, and not one person in the commentary mentioned double movement.
Has anyone come out to say anything though? NRL?
I don't think so. I don't think they've came out.
This is the thing; they've just tried to gloss over and brush over it, right? And I think I've said this to you, Vic, before. I think I have.
Shouldn't be awarding tries for effort.
I don't know what the rules are. Like, I watch the game and I feel like an idiot. Like, I'm sitting there, I go, "Oh, that's a double movement," and then I see it just get awarded. I'm like,
well, I'll give you. It's a whole different scenario, but this was one against. There was the Knights and the Tigers where Taylor May or was it Macassini? I'm pretty sure it was Taylor May. Anyway, what was it? Taylor May or Macassini? Anyway, one of them. Line break. Got caught about 2-3 meters out, and then the ref calls a rule 6 again after the Knights players stayed on for too long, and I'm like, is that not a sin bin?
Yeah,
they did that with Berto this year at some point. Like it's
just a consistency thing. Like we just
remember. Yeah,
literally, all we want is consistency. That's all we want. No one wants anything else but consistency. We know they've got the hardest job in the game, but like, come on.
And when you've spent so much money on a bunker with all these angles, how don't you get it right? And how isn't it considered by the bloke in the bunker anyway? For me, whether it was a try or not, it didn't really have an impact on the result because I didn't think that we were going to win that game, and it was sort of too far gone by that point because of all the errors that we'd made in the second half. But it wasn't even considered. Like, no one in the commentary was even mentioning double movement, and these are blokes that have watched for so long. Then I watched back on Triple M, and I think Anthony Maroon was perplexed that it wasn't a double movement.
Well, I mean, Anthony Maroon is
Big South fan.
Member number 0000, like what, 5, 6, 7?
I know.
Anthony Maroon's he's a
It
diehard.
wasn't just him.
Yeah.
Everyone around him in the commentary was saying that surely isn't a try.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even considered. It was like, yeah, you put the
But
ball
that
down.
is a textbook double movement because
Easy.
I
He
don't know
stopped.
on any other like point of the field you couldn't. I guess there's a dumb way to put it, right? But like you cannot tell me that tackle's not complete. Like the guy's down the balls here, and his elbow has literally touched the ground.
Yeah.
Like, are we now changing the rules to the ball has to touch the ground for it to
Yeah.
be considered like that's the end of the movement, or is it the elbow?
Well, the only argument that I can think that they would say to justify
a ball
the
never hit
reason
the
why
ground.
they've given it is momentum.
Momentum. Yeah, I was about to say as well.
But where's the
Only thing-
momentum?
And there's no momentum because he's
Yeah.
literally
Swinging your
stopped.
arm's not momentum,
No.
bro. It's
That's the
not.
only thing.
He's stopped
He's-
and then he's extended his arm.
Mate, It's
which is-
created a 90 to 180. That's
Yeah.
But yeah, we fought hard. Then towards the end of the game, they just ran away with it. I don't know if we're going to make finals anymore. I said it a few weeks ago.
How you feeling like compared to I guess where you guys were probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, right?
Similar, to be honest.
Yeah?
Because we still had the injuries, and I said it on I think the podcast I did with Mitch and Fred on the Mind Games that I really didn't think that we're going to make the 8 purely because of our injuries. And now we're missing CODY this week against the Knights, so they'll probably give us a shellacking on Sunday. And that's the Dry Arrow birthday game. So if you just want to get down to that, it's like I think they're trying to get the record for most people wearing party hats in the world for a party or something. So that should be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get a good result on the weekend. And we've had all of our buys. So we've got a bit of a false sense of security. A few of the teams around us still have buys to come. So it just puts us in a position
Hads,
where
can
we've
I
got
be
to
honest,
win
bro?
that weekend.
I'm not riding South off. No chance. No chance.
Depends on when we
There's no
get
chance.
players back.
Yeah,
It really
I
depends.
but even then, like you look at the performance against Parramatta, like that was probably personally, I thought it was one of your best performances of the season. Guys like the cheese. Brandon Smith, I reckon that was his best performance of the season. And then you've got Talis Duncan doing his thing. And you got guys that come in and doing a job. But it's just hard for me to sit there and say,
We don't have enough players
line.
to come in and do a job at the moment. And I understand what you're saying, but with all due respect, it was para. Like it wasn't. We haven't done that. We haven't done it to a great team this year. Every time we've come up against a really good side, and that was a big opportunity on the weekend. Panthers, their forward pack wasn't as good as ours, in my opinion. So, and then once CODY went off, like heads started to drop, and yeah, like they fought hard, but that was off the back of some errors that the Panthers were making, and we weren't.
you're being harsh, but are you being harsh? But can I say why, but?
Because I just don't think we have the points in us when CODY and Latrell are out.
I don't mean harsh as in like, being negative, anything like that, but I'm saying like just, over the, like a bit, and I get it. Obviously, you're looking at it from a lens as a fan. The way I'm seeing it is that I just think that there's things that you take away from each game, and the Panthers right now are a legitimate system. This is a system where this is
No one's been able to.
it doesn't
crack
matter
for
who puts that
years.
jumper on.
They
It's
were
you're
on a
playing,
2-loss streak,
up
though.
against the system.
They were
And-
on a 2-loss streak. So it's not like they're not the same Panthers as the last few years. And
You don't think so?
not like they're doing great. Don't get me wrong, they're coming first. But at the same time, that was an opportunity for us. It was a massive opportunity. And for us to want to do anything this year, you've got to beat that team.
But then I'm looking at your fixture lineup, right? When we go back to the 8, so you've got the Knights this
I'm
weekend.
not riding them off,
You've
honestly.
got the
man.
Knights this weekend, which to me is a bit of a toss-up game.
Knights haven't been amazing, but
Right,
the Knights
the
haven't
Knights
been
are winning
amazing. They're
games, so
winning
there's-
games, but they haven't been amazing.
Right.
They get their players back this week as well.
That's fine, but they're backing up off Origin, so are we getting
Padman Best,
100%?
Ponga.
Same as us with
Right.
Woody and-
And then you've got the Raiders, you've got the Storm, which I think those games can swing
Again,
either way.
100%.
The Sharks, okay,
Another one
that
as well.
looks like a testy one. You got the Eels,
You love playing power.
then the Dogs, then the Warriors, Titans. Like you've
Oh,
got some,
yeah, I
and the
know.
Roosters. And you always turn up for the Roosters. You've got some.
We've got
you've got some winnable
we've got
games in
winnable
there.
games, but we need our players back. And we just can't rely on the depth because otherwise we don't have enough points in us. Because our points generally come from CODY, they come from Latrell, and we need those two guys to be back and be firing and playing as.
How
You're
far
not
is
wrong.
the shot?
But
4
no,
weeks?
you're not wrong, but you're not
I
wrong.
don't even know.
You don't know?
No, they haven't really given us a time frame for Latrell. He's going to be on, I think, 100% footy tonight, so hopefully he sheds a bit of light.
Bit of an
on-
update, yeah.
on his return.
But Hads, you're not wrong. I get it. Like, you're looking at it now, like literally the cumulative is 103 weeks worth of injuries right now by NRL Physio. Shout out. 103 weeks going into round 18. So, I mean, it's second to Parramatta. We're at 123. So, I get it. And I know it's obviously important to have your troops back. But I just think, I mean,
It's not over.
the Wayne
till it's
effect.
over.
The Wayne effect to an extent. Next man up mentality. I've just learned over the years, South Sydney, particularly under Wayne, is a team when you just can't write off. You just can't say like
I
pull
totally
on to him.
agree. I totally agree with you. But what I'm looking at is we haven't played finals in 3 years, and we
Because
don't-
of the injuries, but let's be honest.
Yeah,
like
of
let's
course,
call
but
it what it is.
we
And
we still have them. So
yeah, that's unfortunate as well.
it's not getting better. And then all it takes is a suspension or two. But this week we should get back Campbell, which is great.
Yeah,
Cam Murray will come back into the team. And I think AJ should be coming back into the team as well. So they're 3 massive ins.
so it'll be Humphreys and Ward in the halves,
You'd think
or
so.
Bud Sullivan.
Either one of them will come in. But I would probably prefer to have Humphreys as the 7 and then play Ward as the 6 or vice versa. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
And on the bench, you should either have Bud or Pete coming off the bench just to aid Cheese, because Cheese is needed to have 1 or 2 against
Stints.
Para. I think he had 3 breaks.
we spoke about this about 3-4 weeks ago. I think it was the last time, or one of the first times I was on this. Actually talking about Mamazelos. What does Peter Mamazelos need to do? What does the brother need to do? What does one of the boys need to do to get back into this first grade side? Because he is a natural out-and-out hooker. He's got promise. You see glimpses of a similar sort of style of Damien Cook where he darts out and moves a bit. But I'm stumbled because they've played freaking Adam Elliott. Bronson Garlic for me is okay. I wouldn't say.
Good
I wouldn't.
I think he's more of a lock. Even when he goes
Yeah.
back to reserve grade, he doesn't play nice. He plays
Yeah,
lock.
exactly right. And you've got a natural 9 there. And I mean, you can even make the argument that Brandon Smith isn't even a natural 9 either. You can make that argument. I mean,
I
you've
don't
seen
think
him
he's a
capable
9.
of playing
There's a lot
in
of
the front
people
row
that-
lock.
There's a lot of people that
Yeah.
try to make that argument.
Yeah.
Personally, I'd be starting Pete and using Brandon as a middle forward, or starting
Yeah.
Brandon for a 15-minute period to get the sting out of the game.
Yeah.
And bring Pete on to finish it.
Do you think personally, or do you think in your view that he will see first grade?
Peter,
Yeah.
This year.
I hope so. He's started the year playing really, really well. He had one game against the Dragons where he gave away a few penalties, and then sort of ever since that game, he hasn't really been in and around the team. But I think we're at a point this week where we need to have him in the team.
He'll be a fresh breath of air for you guys. I think he'll be perfect.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. You don't have to convince me. I think he's our best option at hooker.
Without a doubt. I
but-
think it's bar none.
Then you look at Brandon's game against the Eels, for example. That was his best game
In a couple of years,
in a
easy.
Souths jersey, even compared to when he was at the Roosters. It was his best game that he's played in. a few
100%.
years. But I think Brandon's best role, where he has got a simple role, and he's just carting the ball up, getting a quick play the ball for the next man, and just doing that over and over. And then he's able to put those massive shots on in defence. But that game against the Eels, if he can play like that every week, there's no reason why he can't play 9. But he needs a 9 to aid him. And I don't think Jamie's that guy. I prefer to see Jamie playing either lock or in the halves.
He's actually a big boy,
He's a
hey?
monster.
He's a big boy.
He's a monster.
He's a freaking specimen, man.
He's
Biceps, mate, the bicep.
he's
He's like a
even
fucking
come out-
Popeye, bro. He's a big boy, huh?
He doesn't miss a spinach, so he's
Jamie
loving it.
Humphreys, brother. What are you eating, bro?
Yeah,
Let us
he's-
know.
He's jacked. It's so funny looking at the South socials in the off season. All they do is post photos of Jamie. He's always looking good. When everyone comes back in the fat club, not Jamie.
Jeez.
Not Jamie. He's looking brilliant. But
Modelling agencies 100% lining up, surely.
reach out.
Reach out to Jamie Humphreys.
Men's health.
And he was a monster.
But yeah, Jamie, I think he'll be a great sort of middle forward lock type thing to, if you want to move Murray into the second row during the game or give Murray a bit of a spell, he'd be great to come on. But I feel like South, we've got too many of that style of player. Like we've got Hubner, we've got Murray, we've got Bronson, you've got Humphreys.
Hubner's a goal, but
Hubner is a goal.
Hubner's a goer,
Hubner's
bro.
a goal. The
He's
funny
a
thing about
fucking
Hubner
tank.
is after 5 minutes, he just looks so gassed.
Yeah, I
He just
like
keeps
him,
going and going
bro.
and going.
He's effort areas.
And then you've got like Liam LeBlanc as well. He
Another
put on
one.
a few great shots on the weekend in defence against Penrith. But yeah, like personally, Pete should be playing 9, and then, or if not 9, 14, just to come on and give Cheese that rest.
Yeah.
And then use Cheese in the middle. And then when we were using them together, even though we've only seen it limited times this year and at the end of last year, they look brilliant when they're on the field together.
Got a bit of a synergy there.
Yeah, they've got great synergy. And I just think Pete's at that point in his career now where he should be playing first grade. He's got those runs on the board so far where he's done, I think, enough to be getting a spot. And in comparison to other guys in our team,
what's his contract situation look like at the moment, Mamazelos?
he's contracted until the end of next year.
Okay.
Yeah,
Be a
so-
good pickup for a lot of
Oh,
clubs.
PNG, Bears.
Yeah, they'd be great there. But I
Nah,
think the Bears
Joe,
have-
you made your signing of the Dogs.
Hey, the
Dogs have signed
doggies.
Freddie last week,
Mate.
The Dogs have signed everyone.
so Hectic Fred.
Dogs signed everyone.
Cross signing criteria for Dogs. Is he ex-Penrith Junior?
Tick.
We're not going to talk about the Lussick signing, are we? We're not talking about
But
that.
I guess
Surely
my
not.
question for you, like, is long term, what do you do? Because this is the second, if not the third year where the Souths have been in this situation, right? Where we get to this time of the season and we're like, injuries.
Shit
Like,
you can't control that as
is
well,
this-
man. It's unfortunate. It's
I know
it's
you can't
unfortunate.
control it, but it's
People are freaking cursing, or people having a go at their what's the park name in Maroubra?
Heffron.
Heffron. Everyone, the amount of posts I've seen,
Yeah.
I get
people
it. I get
shagging
it.
Heffron
Take us
Park.
back to Redford.
Bro,
I get it.
come
Have you
on.
played it?
Fucking hell.
I second that.
What Heffron
I
Park
almost,
good
I
to all
almost
of
broke
you?
my ankle playing at Heffron.
Yeah, I second that.
Not on that field. Like, that field should be sweet, but there's just...
Something in
who
the air
knows?
there, huh?
Have they built it on like a burial ground or something? What have they done? Who knows? But Heffron, for me, like, people who blame in Heffron, I think that's a bit of a cop-out.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, there was like,
Fucking hell.
when we were with JD, they're like, oh, he's not training him too hard. Then they train him too hard. Then they're not training him hard enough. But the injuries are still happening. So I just think as well, we're signing a lot of injury-prone players. So guys-
That's where I'm going with this. Like,
guys that
what
come to
do
the
you
club.
do long term, right? The injuries are unavoidable, but the situations that get you into injuries are avoidable, right? Right. So whether it's a recruitment or you need to be looking at that a little bit more in depth, right? Like, love Latrobe, but Latrobe's probably played the combined 40 games in the last, 2 to 3 years. Like, it's
I always say your best ability is availability.
ability, all right? If you're having
Yeah.
someone that's there week in, week out, like Jai, he's been there week in, week out, week in, week out, week in. I think he's only been away for HIAs.
And he's that part of that next gen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had the AC shoulder, but then he still came back and he played through it. Keon plays through injury, like he's had his knee strapped up the whole year.
Literally.
He's finally just got
Fucking
the
hell.
strapping off his knee.
I
which is
love
brilliant.
Keon.
Who doesn't?
Love him.
I'm filthy
Fucking
he's
hell.
leaving still. I
Oh,
would love
mate.
to see him with Haas. Maybe if yeah, but if you
That's
if
a
we
junior
didn't have-
affiliation
Imagine
sort
that,
of
Bart.
thing.
Keon
Yeah.
and Payne Haas together.
If we-
Oh
Mate,
my
if Laurie had
God.
half a brain, we could,
Yeah. Well, if we honestly, not that it's a good thing, but if we knew that about what was going on with Jairo a little bit earlier, we probably had an opportunity.
Of
to get the
course,
cap space,
100%.
But
100%.
at that time, we didn't, and we didn't know what was going on. So, yeah, it would have been great to see them together. But we've made that massive signing for next year. Payne will sort of bring the standards to the club too. Obviously, he's just won a comp, and everyone knows what type of player Payne is. And we've got some really good juniors coming through at the moment. Like, our Flegg boys are killing it. They flogged Penrith on the weekend. Our SG ball team did really well. I think they got deep into the finals this year too. Dane's one of those guys. We've got a kid named Taj Alvarez who's really good. There's a young hooker coming through that they really rate called Cody Hill. He's quite a tall hooker. And we've got a few really good young halves coming through the ranks as well. So in terms of forward planning, I think they're doing it. And we've got a bloke in there at the moment, Ferner, who's done really well with our junior signings, and that's what he's been in control of. So over the next few years, I think that's how they're forward planning. But you've also got to sign that experience around them, which is what Payne Haas is going to be, and take that Keon spot.
What a signing.
Yeah.
What a sign.
I was
Honestly,
in Bangkok when we
fucking hell.
signed him, and then we called our family, and everyone thought we were lying. We thought they had to check.
Can I say something as well? But I actually, to this day, I have a ton of respect for South Sydney and commend them for how tight-lipped that whole situation was. That didn't get out.
Payne?
Yeah,
Of course.
that did not get out
The first
to
leak
anyone.
it's done. And you're just
That
like,
was done in the middle of the off season first and foremost. I guess that's what somewhat helps.
Yeah.
It catches everyone off guard, and obviously everyone's
which is
sort of
nice because you're doing a random
yeah.
Tuesday.
I know exactly because the thing is, you know exactly right. I know where I was exactly where I was. It's one of those ones. Do you know why? Because it happened in the off season, right? It was like literally in summer.
Yeah.
Literally in summer, and so honestly, like kudos to South Sydney for getting that done. Keeping it so tight-lipped, and then you know what? Just launching a bombshell on the whole fucking world.
We're pretty good with that stuff, though. Like, they're pretty good at keeping
Yeah.
things tight-lipped and under the radar. I remember where I was too. I was on like level 25 in a hotel in Bangkok.
Love
my,
that.
My jaw dropped all the way down to the pool when I was reading the news.
Because everyone was saying, oh, is this fake? Is it AI? You know what I mean? Similar to like when Anthony Davis and Luka Doncic, that trade, similar to that. But no, this was just a bombshell. And people, like, I was sending it to mates who were South fans. And like, bro,
Nah, stop jamming out.
you're taking the fucking piss, bro. What are you doing? I'm like, no, this is done.
Yeah.
You know, this is done and it looks to be done. And this is going to shake. Honestly, it sent shockwaves. Imagine it happened like during the season. They would have dominated headlines for a good, I reckon a good month.
Yeah.
6 weeks.
How did that go? Because I've obviously read reports that it was Haas that approached the camp, or was it someone had a word and
Trolling for Fido apparently helped, like talking to him about it.
I think Wayne knew that the Dragons were interested, or I think Para were in the hunt for Keon as well. And once he knew the offers that he was getting, he was like, well, I can pay Payne this much or I can pay Keon this much.
Yeah.
And
Makes sense.
yeah, it sort of makes sense. And he's got that existing relationship. He signed Payne long term at the Broncos before he left the last time. And obviously they've still got a relationship in Stan.
Wants to play under him as well, but he's expressed that. He's expressed that like unequivocally.
Yeah, that he wants to play under him. He said he wants to play with Latrell, Cam Murray. Like the other week, he came out saying, "I can't wait to play with Murray as my captain," and that's a massive thing, and that would make Cam pump his chest out a little bit too.
Yeah.
And then it sort of makes you want to see Cody Walker play another year as well to see what he's going to be like on
more
the back of
kicks
that go forward.
coming?
Promising. Honestly, South Sydney overall, I know there's some aging talent there and some veterans, but I think I'd be very optimistic. I'd be very excited to see what the next 2-3 years look like.
Yeah. Even if Cody stays and they've got a plan to play a young kid and play Cody as that 14, similar to what Benji did for the next year or two, he can definitely do it.
I like it.
Why not? He can come on and clutch a game.
But can I say something as well? Cody Walker as well has been able to sort of look after his body as well.
was a late bloomer.
Last year was a bad year for him.
Yeah,
This year's
but
been great. It's
outside of
night and
outside of last year, 100%. But I think generally speaking, he's been able to look after his body well. And if he's able to continue to do that, why can't he play up until 38, 39? Why not? But why not? You know what I mean?
That's that 14 off the bench as well.
100%. This day and age as well, we're saying athletes all over the world, regardless of what sport. We know this is obviously a sport where it's incredibly physical. And obviously, the elements of contact as well wear your body down. But why not? Why can't Cody Walker play, into his late 30s? He started his career late, right? So
Was it 26, 27?
something like,
26, yeah.
yeah, I still remember his debut.
Yeah.
Fucking lit it up.
Yeah. And he was supposed to debut at Melbourne and then he did his
Yeah.
injury the night before, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure. So, yeah, he's ended up having a really sort of a longer career than he probably thought he would have ever had. And I think he's like 4th or 5th in our top try scorer list now, Cody. I think
Wow.
he's got 106
There you go.
tries. And there's some pretty good names on that list. AJ, Mero, and Cody. So
Just don't kick people, bro. Just don't kick
don't.
people, bro.
that's all right.
We'll forgive him. We'll forgive him for that. We'll forgive him. We'll forgive him.
To the boys at halftime.
We'll
It was
forgive
all
him.
good.
No, we'll forgive him. We'll forgive him.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
he's done more than enough to have that one sort of under the rug.
Yeah, that's all right.
Move forward.
See how we go next week.
But look, I've said this all year. Are Penrith walking it in?
I don't know. Like, I think first 10 rounds of this season,
Ridiculous, eh?
I would have been
Ridiculous.
I'd have been locked in, right?
Except
then-
that 1 week that Bulldogs fans can't get over to this fucking day. Move on. Can we move on?
Mate, the feeder club beat the.
And then
Watch them play
they
Penrith.
lost to undermanned Parramatta and they lost to undermanned Broncos the next 2 weeks. Well done.
Nah, I don't think they will. I think I'd have confidently said, I think what it is, I've seen a chink in their armor, right? And
Okay.
it's one of those
Think
things
so?
where, yeah, because I've seen them. Obviously, we can say it's Origin period. They always drop points during Origin period. After Origin, they'll I guess, kick back into place, right? But the way I see it is just they're beatable, and I think as a team or as a contender, that's all you need to believe in yourself and against the finals footy. You just need to believe you can beat them, right? In that first 10 games, like I said, I know they dropped one, but at no point would I think this team was losing. I was like, this team's not losing another game.
Yeah.
This was just an off night. And then they've had the back-to-back losses, like you were saying before. And I'm like, okay, the circumstantial, there's things that happen around
Maybe
it.
they are human.
What
Right?
Pokemon?
But that's all you just need, like, for me.
What Pokemon are you using to counter Penrith? What?
Charizard.
Charizard, straight fucking fire. Fire blast. What's his move called? The
Flamethrower.
You know,
flamethrower.
that game against the Warriors was another good game where they had a real proper go and, you know, they ended up just missing out the Warriors. But it's...
clearing your outbaut. You know that.
They're under strength
I
that
know they're under strength, but I'm saying it's things like that can happen. And with me,
100%.
call me. I don't know what you can call me, right? But I don't let go of shit, and I think I'm so used to like Cleary around this time of the year, his hemi going or finals football. For some reason he's not 100%.
But this is the luxury they've always had, right? Someone like a Jack Cogger, you know, that's come in and can do a job. He can sit out for 3, 4, 5 weeks. It's happened over the years as well with Luai when he sat out.
Yeah.
Someone's come in and done a job. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't surprise me, like you said. Cleary might miss maybe 2, 3 weeks.
Well, they're gonna have a week off guaranteed, right?
Leading
anyway.
into the finals and then come back and just kick right into gear.
Look, I agree with T, where I think they aren't as great as previous years, like what I said. But at the start of the year, it's the start of the year, and Penrith always start the year quite strong. Not last year, but generally they have started the year quite strong. Looking at other teams in the comp as well, there's just some teams who are just scoring points out of their arse.
Like the Dolphins could give them a
automatic.
game.
The only
you
thing
know?
is with the Dolphins now, they're starting to get their injuries like
Izzy.
they have in the last few years.
Izzy Katoa.
But the Waz, no one's even mentioning the Waz really. Like they're such a sleeping giant, and they're coming second. And to me, they're super impressive.
I'd put the Roosters in there, but obviously the Panthers have the wood over the Roosters, and I think that's
the
only
Roosters.
concern,
That's the
right?
Roosters' problem, but is the ability to play against the Melbournes, the Penriths.
Those are the two teams which the Roosters come finals football. I kind of go, you know. But anyone else, you put the Roosters up against anyone else, I sure think there's a performance in there. But I think a team like the Roosters could have enough dog in them to just on a one-off performance have a crack at Penrith, right? Do I believe that wholeheartedly? I'm probably going to err on the side of history and go, nah, not going to happen.
I do think the Roosters are still evolving this year because they're still adjusting to Daly. And Sam Walker, after this Origin series, I don't think there's anything he can't do.
He's cracked.
He's playing unbelievable football. He's so unpredictable. It's like watching CODY a few years ago as well, which you don't know what he's going to do next. I reckon the bloke next to him has no idea what he's going to do next, but you just follow him.
His short kicking game is automatic.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's automatic.
Yeah.
The
he's
way,
so good. And
yeah.
even in that
The
game
waiting
too,
every
Or
single
he picks out the
time.
fullback.
that game too, his long kicking game was like,
Yeah.
where did that come from?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? But that's why I think towards the end of the year, as their team still evolves and grows, like you've got Rob Toy on that right side, and he's a
Freak
gun.
defender as well.
Especially for his age.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Like he's a gun. You got Mark, you got your man Toops to come back.
Shout out my boy Tips.
He is. Hey, he's actually like Daniel Tupou is like a cyborg, mate.
He's a gun.
Bro, what are you eating, bro?
And then even
still going strong.
The 4-pack, like they've got a nice solid 4-pack as well. Got the Butcher Boys, you got the Fire White, like Lindsay is always Lindsay. He's going to give you the effort areas, you know, like Teddy for all the slack that we give Teddy in that Roosters team, he works because he's been in that team in that system, if you want to call it that, year after year after year after year, right? It's not you're trying to fit Teddy in. It's almost like how do all the other pieces fit around Teddy. So, yeah, I don't know if they're walking it in as such. I think they'll walk it to finals. However, come finals football, it just depends on the matchups because obviously 2 to sort of 6, 7 is quite tightly contested.
Yeah.
So we don't know who's gonna finish 1-2 or who's gonna finish 3-4. Like, what are the matchups gonna be?
Let's forget about the Roosters for fucking 3 seconds and let's talk about your Dragons. 24-10 against the Tigers.
Dang.
That team that everyone was jumping on board. They were wearing their jerseys after the winning games. JC, brother, you were wearing that Tigers jersey in the winning games.
He's a bit confused on
Was a
the
Dragons
weekend.
fan?
He's a bit confused.
Was a Dragons fan, to be fair.
I wouldn't do that to you, JC.
But bro, talk to me. Give me your thoughts around what your thought process was during that game, right? you're down 10-6.
I think the start,
You're down 4,
Yeah.
and with about 10 minutes to go. But there were signs throughout the game where like there were opportunities for you to actually capitalize, but didn't. And then sort of the last 10 minutes just ran right over them.
So I think the first thing was the Symbian, right, to kick things off.
Yeah.
Start the game, you see that, you just go like, bro, just let him score. Like it's quite early in the game where a try is not something that you can't recover from, but a Symbian can fuck the whole game plan up and throw the game out for the rest of the day, right?
Can.
So you kind of go, you're smarter, you're experienced, and you're better than that. Like, just let him score. Who cares? Like, and I know it's an instinctive move. We've played sport at a certain level. There's things that you just do, and you realize they're stupid, but you just do them, and after you do them, you go, oh, that was dumb. And that was what that was. And I think after getting the Symbian, I was just like, oh, here we go again, you know. And the last time, like, Atkinson came out after the game, and one of the things he said, it's good to come here and win. After the last time we were here, we got booed. And I will say I was one of those fans at the ground putting those players off that day. But the stark contrast in performance is just, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, that whilst we haven't been winning games, in terms of the level of performance that the boys have been putting out every week, it's nearly there, right? And when I say nearly there, it's in terms of execution and winning games, right? But we're not competing. And
I agree. I agree with that.
And I hate that
that
phrase. I hate that phrase of like, we played the game today, we're competing. I hate that phrase because I'm one of those people like, I'll happily win shit every week, even if the team doesn't look
No,
that good.
100%,
Like, I will
100%.
happily do that every week over competing and not just getting there, because I think there has to be some reward for the effort that you put in.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it doesn't mean you don't put in the effort because there's no reward on the other side as well, right? So I think it's just, I said from the get-go after Shane got sacked, Dean had a very easy job. I think he had one of the easiest jobs in the premiership in terms of
There's only one way to go, bro.
Pressure.
There is only one fucking way to
no
go.
No one is really expecting you to come in and take over the job, right? This is initially when he came in, right? No one's really expecting you to come in and take over the job. No one's asking you to come and do wonders. Most people have just a very basic set of requirements, which if you can tick those requirements, you probably are good looking for getting the job.
Oh, 100%.
Right? All you had to do is come in, play the kids, play the juniors, fix the halves issue, which to his credit, he tried to fix the halves. Unfortunately, circumstance meant that's not the situation, right? He came in, he changed the halves, got injured. What do? Like, you can't really forecast it out, right? But then when you look at Dean's first game when it was Anzac Day, I think it was at 66 or 64 points that we let in that day. And
62, bro.
Yeah,
I was there.
And I refuse to go to the Anzac Day game now.
Slaughterhouse.
I refuse to go to that.
Slaughterhouse.
I've been asked 3 or 4 times to go to Anzac Day. I refuse to go to Anzac Day now because
You can go next year.
no. 2 years ago, was it 2 years
You
ago?
can
Or
go
3
next
years
year.
ago?
You got some good,
I
you
remember
got
going there.
some good signings
No,
coming out next year, bro.
I'm scarred. I told you I don't let go of shit, right?
I'm actually like on the Dragons, bro. Honestly, right now, bro, the Dragons. I think a lot of fans. There's a lot to be excited about.
And this is all you want. Like,
agree,
Dean has come and he's played this interim job perfectly, because as an interim, you don't need to always come in and make very, very hard decisions. You need to come in and just get the vibes up. Yeah. That is, when you come in as an interim, I think that is your first job, right? Because you've been brought in as an interim because first and foremost, the club doesn't back you as a long, or they don't think you're the long-term option. Now that can change, right? But you're obviously, typically as an interim, you're coming into a very disgruntled, unhappy, an environment that people don't really enjoy being in. So the first thing you do, come and just fix the environment. How do you fix the environment? You either simplify trading, you don't overcomplicate instructions. You take the boys out for dinner. Boys, let's go have a laugh, have dinner. Forget the football. Like, you're just there to bring the vibes up, because the whole hope is you get the vibes up.
I mean, yeah, exactly right.
The performance will come off the back
But
of that.
essentially, it's his somewhat of it's his regime. He's got to go in there, set the culture. He's got to set the standards.
Exactly right. But I think, and this is the biggest distinction, I think moving from interim, because, like, again, I don't know which way it's going to go. I think it's, if you had to ask me a percentage, it's probably 60 to 70-30 swinging towards Dean over Ben Homby. That's just my opinion. I have a little.
I don't say Ben Hornby. I don't say. I mean, look, you probably
said
know
that,
more about.
like,
I don't.
yeah,
I think
this
Ben
is where I
Hornby
might ask you. You might
is
probably know a
destined
lot more
for South
from
Sydney.
a South's perspective.
Wayne wouldn't do Ben Hornby like that. Personally, that's what I think anyway. Ben Hornby's been that setup for a long time.
My perspective on Ben Hornby is we haven't improved as a team under Ben Hornby as an assistant.
As an assistant.
And he's been there through the highs, and when all the shit went down at South,
Stuck around.
Yeah, he stuck around, and I think he was just looking for that opportunity. He was waiting for that opportunity, and instead of like Sam stood up, Morris stood up, and they walked away, but he was the one that stayed and waited for his opportunity.
Yeah.
For me, Ben Hornby, like he's been doing assistant coaching for ages, but if he was the next South coach, I'd be filthy. I would not.
There
want
you
him
go.
as my
No, fair enough. Right.
But
There you go, fair
by
enough.
all means, he probably could go to the Dragons. He's got that affinity with the Dragons. He played there, won a comp there. But for me, he doesn't scream South Sydney.
Do you think
Well, the
that's
Dragons
because of
Dragons
his
are a
history
side
or-
that they love hiring one of their own. They love one of their own running
I'm
running
against
things.
that. I'm
actually
so
think for
anti
Ben,
that.
He needs a fresh start. Like he's been at South for so many years now.
Been there for ages now.
Yeah, sometimes it's good for a bloke to get out of.
Well, I'll
where he-
put it like this to you. So Dean was in a very similar position. Obviously, he's got the sidestep that he's gone went to the Cowboys and then came back
Yeah.
around, right? But in terms of being part of the Feld coaching structure and setup, he was a part of that as well, right? So, and I think this is where my reservations about Dean come from. I, as a fan, just want a completely fresh start.
Yeah.
Right now, I also understand that is not the way the club's going to go. I think it'll be either one of those two. But I just want a completely fresh start because I just want someone that's come in, hasn't looked at the page and gone, there is a good block to work with. The only, I guess, issue with what I'm saying is in wanting a fresh start is I anticipate whoever was to come in, if there weren't either of those two people we just mentioned, they probably would bring one of those two back into the coaching fold. So
I think either
am
one
I
of
really
those-
getting the fresh start?
I think either one of those are easy options as
Yeah.
well. Like, if I'm the Dragons, I'm sort of holding out a little bit longer because they'll both accept the job immediately.
And that's my issue, right? Because you, as a club, we have the leverage. And I've always been a believer when it comes to recruitment, especially with coaching, you go get a coach that has the leverage and says to you, I want this, and that. Similar to what happened with Rolls, right? We obviously had Rolls locked in or whatever it was, and there was a fallout there because of X, Y, Z. And I respected that because I'm like, that is someone that I want coaching the team because you know they're not going to yield to things. I don't know the ins and outs of a football dressing room, board structure, leadership, but I just have fears that when a coach bends to the club like that, players can go behind him or players can go above him is probably a better way to put it, right? Whereas if you have an authoritarian or a dictator like coach, it can go either way, but I prefer that where it's I'm the big boss, everything comes through me and stops at me and the buck stops at me. If you have an issue that you can't take to me, that's when you take it to Dean.
So if I was the Dragons, I'd keep them in my back pocket for sure because they're both they're both potentially first grade coaches.
It's only 17 jobs, man.
There's a bloke in Brisbane at the moment. He's just won a comp. He's won a comp at South. He's won a comp at Brisbane. He's won a comp overseas. He's won an Origin. He's won a with
New Zealand.
With New Zealand as well.
Yep.
It wasn't a World Cup. It was
Pacific
We
Championship.
won't do
Championships.
that. We won't do
But
that.
if I was, there's every chance he may get the sack.
He
this season.
probably is
And
going
if
to
he
get the
does,
sack, and I don't think that's on him.
You are
That's the thing.
throwing the
If-
kitchen sink
if
and
he
everything
does,
in that fucking
That's
kitchen
the
sink.
man you must get because
100%.
Madge demands excellence
every week.
every week. He demands excellence at training. Like
And I love Madge. I love Madge.
I've seen Madge firsthand, and he's just built different as a coach. He doesn't take shit. Like if a player talks back to him, doesn't matter who they are.
And that's what that's the type of ilk that I want.
And I think,
when I think
based
coaching.
off what you're saying, that's the man.
But that's what I want. It's not where the club's going to
Yeah.
go.
Well, that's the thing.
That's
Well, you're dealing with a joint venture as well,
Right,
and a split board, and you're dealing with
what I
all
want
this
is
stuff
not reality,
in
right?
the front office that just
In saying all that, you look at the Brisbane team. They're quite a young, they have quite a young side. They're quite a young squad. And when he sort of went there, it was inexperienced to an extent. He'd be doing something similar at the Dragons, but he's got all of these young forwards who are absolute freaks.
Workhorses.
Well,
And you can build around them. And Madge can bring a few experienced players into the club. 'cause
Well, it
that's
only
what he'll
needs
do.
2 or 3.
That's it.
That's the
Can we
thing.
talk about those forwards for a
Right.
moment?
Of course.
Loco,
Yep.
161 running meters. Toby Couchman, 130. Ryan Couchman, 134. Egan and Stewart, 84, 86 respectively. They got through a ton of work. Toby Couchman,
Don't forget the Tigers had more ball.
yes.
And they had more time in possession as well. So for them to be able to do that, especially
Ridiculous.
after the first half, and being down a man for 10 minutes,
Ridiculous. With those forwards as well,
Shout out Halengahu off the bench as well.
Yes.
I really like him.
Truck.
With those starting forwards, a combined only 4 missed tackles.
Wow.
Toby Couchman didn't miss any tackles. Dylan Egan, no missed tackles. So Toby Couchman, 52 tackles, no missed. Dylan Egan, 40, no missed.
And that's with a man off for 10 minutes.
Bro, shout out to these young forwards, bro. I love them, bro.
They just turn up every week. The
I've-
forwards aren't
yeah.
the problem at the Dragons.
No,
It's like
not
the
at all.
execution. That's it.
I'm big on these boys, man.
And this is why I'm so the player I'm most excited for next year has to be Drinkwater.
Yeah.
Like Drinkwater
Polish.
playing off the back of that with his ball playing ability.
Metcalf as well, bro.
Mate, like Metcalf, yeah, I'm excited, but like Drinky is the one I want to
He's
see.
electric.
Like Drinky eats for fun off that shit. You know, you give him that sort of go forward, and he plays off the back of that.
What's
He's the
Gutho's
taking
situation next season?
See, that's where I don't know.
He's under contract.
I
Next
have
year's
a
his
feeling-
last year.
Can you play him in the centres?
That's
or
where
at
I have a
six?
feeling that's going to go, because obviously Sully's been tapped up, right? Val doesn't look like there's going to be a change to Val's situation. So
That was off contract end of next year.
yeah,
You
So
got
he'll be
Val
there
on
next
the
year.
wing next
I
year.
think, and that's where I'll probably be thinking. I don't see Val as a center anymore. But then I also don't know how confident I feel about having Gutho defending in the front line when I know he doesn't have the legs anymore. Like I just start thinking.
He did it
like
against Newcastle, didn't he?
Yeah,
And he sort of struggled a bit.
yeah.
Give him an
Oh,
off-
the-
give
no,
him- give
no,
him
the-
an off-season there, though.
The first time he played Newcastle, not this
No,
most
not
recent
the
time.
recent one.
Yeah.
I know you can give him an off season, but I start thinking about the type of fullback. A lot of teams have a very similar, not play style fullback, but the fullback build, let's call it that, right? It's very similar. They're usually like smaller bodies that are low to the ground, very quick across the grass, right? Players who can just easily skip to the outside and bang you. Like you got Inyongi, you got Jai Gray, you got Reece Walsh, you got Weeks. Like as I go through the
Keeney.
clubs, Keeney,
Peaky.
Tupiki,
Fa'alogo.
so like
Crazy.
Tracy.
all these fullbacks, like they just skip.
Connor
skip
Tracy.
skip skip. Connor just runs.
Connor's okay. Yeah, Connor's
Right,
okay.
but you kind of see what I'm trying to say. Even though they all have different characteristics, they can easily get to the outside and burn you with pace. So when I look at the way you're setting up a team, like I want a quite mobile defender. The problem is I just feel like with Gutho and I guess Holmes to a certain degree, it's just carrying dead weight to a certain, like we know what's coming next. We just feels like we're just trying to get to November 1, 2027.
But if you sign someone like Madge, he will froth those kind of players
Yeah.
because they'll like instill that culture that he wants. They still train. They'd still be training.
They still
quite
train hard, yeah.
And like Gutho,
And Gutho, it's not I love Gutho. It's not a crack on him. I know Gutho is an effort like through and through, and I know he's good for the environment and the team, but I just think with what we have at our disposal at the moment, i.e. the coaching, the structure, the stuff, I don't know if our coach is good enough to make up for his deficiencies, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas you bring in someone like Madge, you probably have a coach that's good enough to make up for his deficiencies. So the way you set the defense up to scramble, for
Well,
example,
to be
one
honest,
cover,
let's
like-
be honest, but the way it's going right now, Drinkwater's going to play a fullback.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean,
could you play him at
so-
6 next to one of these young forwards?
So
They're
do-
not missing tackles,
Well,
so they can protect him. They
but
can help him.
again,
Atkinson.
You got Atkinson, you got Metcalf.
Atkinson can play 14.
Can.
Nah, because I reckon Kyle's probably going to go 14. I'd bin Kyle, but
Yeah.
No.
But I also
your
got to be
halves,
realistic.
Surely a Metcalf Atkinson. Surely.
Yeah, you'd think so. But if you want to keep someone like Gutho in and around the team, you could play him at 6 or at centre. But it's just an option.
Yeah.
I think.
Or you can play him lock.
I think in a semi centre.
That's the
Playing
other
lock,
thing.
that's
You can
another
carry him on the bench and play
Jason
him lock.
Riles said that in his initial interview with
Right.
Parramatta. He's like, "Yeah, bro, I want you playing a lock or hooker." That's basically saying, bro, like,
Get out of here.
see you later, bro. Thank you, but like,
You see?
thank you, bro, but like, thank you for your
Bears reach
service,
out.
man. Literally, that,
From
like,
fullback
yeah.
to lock. That's the only one.
Yeah, like, I didn't know. It was just more like, dude, like, yeah, like, man, appreciate
lesser.
you, what you've done for this club, but yeah, you're not part of my
But
plans.
yeah, I think long term, I think for me as a Dragons, like, he's just happy now. Where we finish, I think we're looking for the spoon. I was saying this to you in the car on the way here, that like I think we're looking for the spoon, which sucks because we've never had a spoon in the modern era, right?
Let's check, but let's look at your schedule.
Look, it's not the schedule; it's the other team schedules. Because I had a look at it yesterday. We need a very best of 4 to 5 game swing So you need to lose four to 5 games.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
And
Titans are the one you got to rely on.
Titans,
Well,
Raiders.
you play the Titans, so you can get one on there.
Raiders, who else? I think there was one more. I think
Brisbane.
it was 4 teams.
Brisbane's on 5 wins. One on 6 wins now,
yeah,
though.
those 4 teams all need to have that swing, and we need to go
Yeah.
and win 4 games. I have not seen enough from us this season to say that we can put on a patch of winning 4 games.
But
if we do win 4 games, I think it's inevitable that Dean, if what I'm saying does happen, it's inevitable that Dean Young gets the job.
Well, let's talk about that because let's be honest. You played the Sharks, right? Fantastic first half, round 14. Fell off in the second. Should have beaten the Knights. I don't care. Should have beaten the Knights.
Kicking in that last try.
Should have been desperately unlucky, and that's what goes back to what I was saying about the Knights as well.
Execution.
Like I'm not buying Knights stock right now.
The
I'm
Raiders
not completely
as well.
sold. The Raiders as well. That shitty call.
We're in that game that whole time.
100%, and then obviously the Tigers as well, where you were grinding away, and ultimately got the win. We just ran over them at the end.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's encouraging. I think there's signs there.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of things to get excited about as a Dragons fan. But one thing as well,
yeah.
I mean, because I want to speak about the Tigers briefly as well.
Yeah.
I mean, do you see? What is? I'm sort of lost my train of thought now. Do you see someone like a Cole Flanagan actually being part of the Flans in the future, being a 14, or do you think this is sort of the end of the road for him?
No,
for his time at the Dragons, because
I don't see him there next year.
it's a no, but I think there's also a way you can't manage a squad the way you play a sports game, for example, right? You can't just chop and change players, and that's, I guess, when you're rebuilding a squad, where
Not a backup half?
Where you have to be
Maybe a
realistic,
backup half.
right?
I was
Not a
gonna say,
backup
you can
half?
either keep him on the
Why? You got
six-man.
Cade Reed. You got Cade Reed.
There's that too.
That's
as well.
the thing.
Cade Reed as well.
If you keep Cole as a backup half, you're blocking Cade's
that's true.
Cade's pathway into the first
That's
team.
true.
And Dean has already, by giving him his debut, and I think he played 2 games before he got injured, like the Roosters, and then
Well, he's got a broken
injured, right?
hand right now. That's why he's not playing, right?
We've also got Watson
But-
in season 2, right?
Connor Watson as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
by
that's-
getting injured, we haven't even spoken about Connor. I think for Flanagan, I understand with the way you rebuild a team, I think it probably drops into Reggie's before we see his inevitable end, or he walks.
Or we
out
might
quick.
decide to move him on.
Maybe you might decide to
Just
move.
reach out to
How
the fans.
you can move him on is then becomes the next thing, because I think we extended him just around the same time we extended his dad, if not just before. So then that comes. I think it was only a 2-year as well. So
He wouldn't be on that much money either. So
no,
you'd be able to.
but he needs to look for a home back
back.
in the Super League, man. I think that's what it needs to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
End of 27.
Or
End of
Perth,
27.
honestly, or Perth.
Well,
They
but
need to fill
I
out that squad.
He was okay. He was okay on Saturday.
Yeah,
He was okay.
look, bro,
He was okay.
Do you know
Like,
what?
I mean-
He's a good. He's a tidy player. Like
he's a
where
spoiler.
you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be like, like he'd be fine in Penrith. Is probably what I'm trying to say. Right?
Yeah,
You put him in Penrith. You put him as 14. He comes in like as 3rd string, 4th string.
Freddie Luffy's
like-
leaving next year.
Honestly, can I say something? It would not surprise me, bro, in the slightest if Penrith go and sign him.
Like someone like him.
Would
or
not
Perth, like them
surprise
or
me.
Perth.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like that's the type of player. he
Melbourne
is.
Storm or someone, whatever it is. It would not surprise me, teams like that, where they're like, you know what?
He's got the experience.
Come here, brother.
Yeah. Why not?
Let me show you the ropes.
As a 1 or a 2 game off, it's when you start asking him to make decisions after decision, week in, week out.
In big
and have the
moments.
responsibility of running the team. Because that's mentally taxing. I don't think we ever consider the load of game to game to game to game, right? That's why when you can come into the team, you can be very hot and cold, or you can come in and just be hot every time, because hey, you're always raring. Like you've got this energy, this buzz about you that someone else doesn't have, right? Whereas you're doing that week in, week out, it's like, well, last week, I did this kick and it didn't go over. But if you don't play for 4 weeks, you don't remember what you did last
100%.
week.
Well, I think, look, that win was due. Very, very resilient last 3-4 weeks, the Dragons, and I think well deserved. So,
Now,
T,
Thank you.
congrats.
Thank you.
Dragons fans, congratulations. It's been a
Joy.
man, look, it's been a crappy season, but
we've got a bye this week, so another 2 points. That's
another
a 4 point
points.
swing, man. Let's
But-
go.
But, bro, the Tigers for me is one where,
It's disappointing. if
bro,
you're
I can't
Tigers
wrap
fan.
my head around, because, bro, they are the kings of the hype train.
Yeah.
The Tigers are the kings of the hype train. The amount of talk
Let it rip, let
that
it
we
rip,
see.
let it rip.
No, I'm not ripping them, but like it's just the amount of talk that we hear and see every week. The amount of hype. the amount of talk around the players, this squad, Benji, and then to put up a performance like that, where, I mean, but Benji, to his credit, but absolutely ripped his team again in the press conference where he literally said, we got exactly what we deserved.
Yeah, they definitely did. Like, their halves lacked creativity throughout that whole game. The amount of tackles they had in year 20, and there was just nothing on. Like, the way he scored 2 tries. Yeah, that grubber kick. He kicked and scored himself for his second try. But
Do you think he's a 7?
Yes.
I think he's a 7, but
Yes, he is.
needs someone like Luai to be playing with him every week. He
Yeah.
needs an out-and-out 6.
I love him. I love Dewey. I think
Yeah,
he's a...
Dewey's great. Like, he'd look great in a better team.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Like, if he had a great team around him in a great system, he'd be phenomenal. But Dewey's also got that sort of injury crowd.
That's
cloud
down,
around
yeah.
him.
But credit to him as well, but like, bro, he actually
He comes
negotiated,
back.
and he negotiated his own contract as well.
Yeah, that's a good thing about
as
Adam.
well. So like, good on him.
But Jock Madden was terrible on that left side on the weekend. Like, there were so many times there was an overlap on that left side, and then he'd just cut back in, or turn someone back on the inside. It's like, mate, look on your outside, count some numbers.
And he showed, because the thing is, he's actually showed some glimpses
Yeah,
this
he
year, Jock
has.
Madden as well.
He
And I'm thinking
has.
like, this guy could be all right for them. But again, it's just that
And
inconsistency
not just that,
week to week.
as well. You look at them, both their halves, and Cook went out to the centres, right? They tested him like once. Like,
Yeah.
as if you wouldn't test Cook in the centres to try and get around him, move around him. He's just been playing in the middle of the field.
It's the IQ, it's the smarts
goat,
week to
mate.
week,
Yeah.
being able to identify weakness in the defense, or you know,
Benji's on the sideline.
That's
Send the
what I was
message
going to
out.
ask. Like, you got a half of his caliber. You're not having a message or get the trainer to go say, hey, just keep an eye out on this, and that.
but like Hads was just saying right now, but like Benji's literally on the sideline. You see Damien Cook playing in the centres, bro. Like, are we not communicating? Are we not saying, let's
drive
attack
traffic.
this? Let's drive traffic at him.
Test him. Just
Let's
put a couple
test
of
him.
hits on him.
You
Change
know
his
what I mean?
angles. Let him
Let's
let
do-
him think.
I just a lot of fans are disappointed. I mean, a lot of fans, Tigers fans, were just absolutely seething after that.
During the game, I was watching it and I'm shocked. I was like, as soon as Cook went to the centre, I was like,
think
he's
it's
gonna,
peak.
he's gonna
Yeah.
cop it here. And he got like one run at him. And full credit to Cook, he made a great tackle on the line. But that was all they did. That was all that they did. And something that surprises me about the Dragons is, how don't you carry a back on the 6-man bench in case shit hits the fan? Like, Sloan limps off and there's no back on the bench to cover. Oh, we'll just move Cook there and play Little for the rest of the game.
Mate,
Little's had his injury problems this year.
Same
too.
coaching structure, mate. But anyways, we
Yeah.
won't get
But
into
let's,
that.
but let's look back. Let's look back.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah, but,
But look-
Shane was doing this shit as well of not carrying a back. It used to frustrate me as well because that game I'm talking about, that Sully game at Anzac Day when Sully got injured, we didn't have a back on the bench to come and cover.
Yeah.
So this is not just a Dean exclusive issue.
But the
It's
outside
something
backs
we've
have been
doing.
somewhat depleted as well this season. But
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
fair,
But
like
mate,
let's.
like you can
But I
carry
get it. There's
someone,
always
you
you
know.
can carry someone, of course. But let's look at this. Tigers dominate possession.
Yep.
Time in possession.
Time in possession as well.
Completion rate better.
Mm-hmm.
More runs.
They should have won the game.
Run meters.
They
Post
should've.
contact.
And
Every
then Jock
majority.
Madden, Jock
Yeah.
Madden makes those errors. Try.
Yeah. It's don't get me wrong. Look, the game isn't won on stats. It's not on the stat
of
sheet.
course not.
But you saw the Tigers had a ton of opportunities to capitalize and try to win this game, but it's almost like, you know what, we don't want to win today. We don't want this.
Like, credit to Dewey, if he just feels like he's got to do everything himself.
That's the thing as well. But like, I mean, I can understand why he feels like, man, he
Takes
has
that
to do it
responsibility,
because
especially when that Luai
I mean-
probably felt even more of a.
who's saying like Dewey's probably saying who's following me?
Who's
Boys,
there?
follow me.
I was surprised.
Why are you
Buller-
following me?
I was surprised Buller didn't score in that game because
He loves to try against us as well.
and he's like, you guys concede to fullbacks, and he wasn't really getting involved and touching the ball. Anyway, it is what it is. I think we've spoken enough about this game.
It's not contract. It's not contract Buller anymore, guys. It's all good.
Yeah, he signed his deal.
But yeah,
all
I think are we lying for the Tigers? Top 8 hopes.
Nah, I never had him in my 8, to be
Yeah, no.
honest.
Yeah,
Well, Brent Reed had him top 4. Brent Reed, brother.
Shout out Brent Reed.
I think
Mate, what was that?
they're good.
What
I
was
think
that call, bro?
Trill's worth 1.4.
they've gone better. They've gone better, the Tigers, but then they weren't top 18. Now, Broncos, Sharks. Speaking of our future coach, yes, I don't wish. What do we think of the game of the Broncos and the Sharks? Like, more of the same from the Broncos.
Sharks flat
Or-
track bullies. Just continues.
That and like
Like, what do we make of the Broncos?
I did a video about this, right? I just can't understand. Look, how you lose 8 in a row. 8 in a row, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on? 8 in a row. And look, we know there's injuries.
Shane.
And I've acknowledged the fact there's been a significant number of injuries, along with Parramatta, along with South Sydney.
They still got to win in there in that sort of period.
But there's been enough quality in each of those games to at least jag 1, jag 2.
Look, on the weekend, I thought the Sharks were the big lock of the weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
Lock or flop, sorry.
A lock of the weekend.
Yeah.
Hayes Perham at fullback. Look, with all due respect to him, bro. When I saw Hayes Perham at fullback, I'm like, look, he played okay.
Brilliant pass.
Yeah, it was, bro. Good try assist,
and I've seen all year.
Bit of effort there towards the end with his try and his try assist. But I just thought, mate, like I think they're going to expose this guy. And
But the prop situation on
Yeah.
the weekend for the Broncos, like they have, what's his name, Var, Semu, and Preston Ricky between them, they've probably got 20 games of first grade
yes,
as your starting props.
yes,
Like they're not going to do.
no,
The go forward that you need.
No.
And then what do you got coming off the bench? They had a couple, I think, blokes making their debuts, and then you lose Pia Kura, so you've immediately got to shuffle.
bro.
That could have been a 10 in the bin.
Bro, Brendan Piakura, bro, I feel sorry for him, man.
How many head knocks?
He cops HIA. Honestly, every time it's as if I'm watching a Broncos game. He's getting sent for HIA.
Yeah. His head's an arm magnet.
Oh, bro. Headgear, no headgear, it doesn't matter, bro. I really feel for the guy. Yeah, he did. But so what's that? Honestly, what's that come down to? Is that tackling technique? Is that your ability to not put yourself in positions?
He's getting knocked out running the ball. Like that was 2 penalties on him back to back.
So just no regard for your body, or more the fact that just more luck.
One was a shoulder charge, and then the other one was a high tackle.
So is it more unlucky, or is it more combination of
I
things?
think it's a combination of things. I think tackling technique's a big one with a lot of these, with the forwards that get a lot of HIAs.
Especially with the speed of the game.
Yeah, I think trying to get down that low, trying to not give away a hip drop, trying to it's just there's too many. The tackling technique probably from 15, 20 years ago has really evolved, right? It's no longer the same tackle. You can't hit in the same way that you could hit, so you're a little bit more exposed. Because if you try go for the hip area and your shoulder and you don't make good contact, all you can do is hold on.
No, it is. It's the speed of the game. The margin of error is just...
And with the 6 agains, I think, I don't know if I spoke about this earlier in the year, but I was saying with the 6 agains, that's why we're seeing such a huge influx in hip drops, because you don't have enough time to get back on your line, set yourself up and really square yourself straight on in order to set yourself up for the next tackle. So by the time you're getting back here, the play ball's already going, right? By the time you get there, make contact, swing, come back here, you're going again, and then you might do 3 or 4 of those, and then the ref does these ones with his fist, and you go, fuck.
But what I'll say, but to be fair, the Brisbane this is probably their weakest lineup in probably the 8 weeks.
Yeah.
In this 8-week span, that's probably the thing I'll say in their defense. It's probably the weakest.
They still fought hard. Like the Sharks were making errors, and
they did.
It looked like they were fighting back into the game, but obviously the Sharks just had too much in the end.
Yeah,
Katoa's hat trick was really nice.
Well, do you know what was for me for Brisbane is when they were getting bashed by the Roosters. I think they were down by 20 odd, and Adam Reynolds went off in like the 43rd minute, and then they fought back so hard. And I did a video after that one as well and said, like, is that loss actually a win?
Yeah.
I thought, is that loss a win?
And that was the start of that 8 in a row loss.
Yeah, well, exactly right. But like, was that loss a win because of how hard they fought back? It just showed. It showed, I guess, the blueprint of Michael Maguire and what he's capable of doing.
Was that the game he went down and watched on the sideline?
I'm not sure.
It was
8 weeks ago now, bro. But no, that was what I thought. Like, that's the Michael Maguire blueprint. This team is going to be. Bro, they're going to be there fighting for it in September.
Even the game that we watched at Canterbury Leagues.
Yes.
Like, they were fighting in that game. Duffy's fighting, and I think he's not getting too much credit. He's been
Credit to him.
He's been playing all right. Like, that game against the Roosters, he did quite well. And he's got a bit of creativity to him, but it's not easy for him because they're missing so many blokes at the moment.
They are.
And it's just, they don't really have that next man up mentality.
But do you think they should be? You think 8 in a row though?
No, definitely not 8 in a row. They should have won 1 or 2 in the middle, but it's just
to lose to the Dragons,
yeah,
the Titans as well. 2 weeks in a row, 2 bottom 2 teams. Yeah. I mean, questions have to be asked
especially the Titans. You've got to turn up for that game.
Yeah,
it's your little brother.
Exactly right.
Like you've really got to turn up to that game.
They did, and they lost to some Kiana Kini Magic
Yeah, but they shouldn't have been in that position, Joe. They shouldn't have found themselves in that position.
The Ezra man as well went short side.
Yeah, like
Why
it was
not?
An
Why?
it was an 8-on-3, and he goes on the blind.
Yeah, dude. Like,
do maths. I was just saying it about Jock Madden. Like, you guys should be
Yeah.
counting heads. This is your bread and butter.
It is. It's literally it's
brain
the,
snaps.
No,
That's
no,
what
but
it
it's
is.
but it's
And you can't blame fatigue for that because
No.
it's right in front of you. It's
No.
staring you in the face. Just get the
Look
ball out.
up.
Yeah, like
that should be second nature as a professional player as well. Professional playmaker playing week in, week out in the NRL.
and these are blokes who just won a comp. So
Yeah.
you can't tell me they don't know how
So-
to win a game.
Yeah. So was that maybe somewhat of an indirect message that was sent to Maguire? Is it the players? Is it Maguire? Because I actually said this as well. Is Maguire being too harsh? Are the players? Is it ego, sense of entitlement, not respecting Madge, thinking that they're king, they're rock stars now, that's it. They can do whatever they want whenever
I
they
think
want.
it's a number of things.
Like,
I
what
think
is it?
For me, when I look at it, I think there was too much disruption in the off season, right?
Yeah.
We speak how good it was Payne Haas is going, right?
Yeah.
But you got Payne leaving, right? You got Reynolds came out and announced that pretty much.
Same day.
You're right. You have things like that. Those are your two biggest senior leaders coming in and saying, like, we're out in the space of 12 months. I think you then put the coach on the back foot because, I don't know, like, when your leaders kind of almost jump ship, and I don't want to say jumping ship for Reynolds because it's
But let's
a bit different, right?
bro. But like, shouldn't that give the team
should
and the
do
players
the
more
opposite.
motivation, bro?
But this team has
Reynolds is leaving, Haas is leaving,
Absolutely.
bro. Let's fucking do it
About
for
to
these
say-
boys.
Well, we've
Have to
seen
say
this
that
team do the absolute opposite because when they were under Kevin Walters, this team used to drop performances like this on quite a regular basis, and it's almost what they did with Madge almost
That was
feels
after
like
being in a GF as well.
yeah, and it feels like with Madge that they did the whole. That's a good point where it's almost like a grand final hangover. But with Madge, it felt like what they do when you get a new boss, right? You get a new boss come in, you're like,
you need to perform.
shit, I
This
do not
is-
know.
but it's been a constant theme. It's been a constant theme, even prior to Kevy, under Seabold.
2020 season.
Yeah, prior to Kevy, like it's happened before. Like why can't the
culture
Brisbane?
thing.
But why? That's the thing. Why can't the Brisbane Broncos
Be sustainable.
I think
have a
that-
sustainable culture?
I think to what you said before, they think they're superstars. A lot of them would be thinking, "Oh, I'm king shit." There's only 2 clubs in Brisbane, so they're walking
And I'm a
around.
demigod.
Yeah, they're walking around. Everyone wants their photo. Everyone wants their autograph. Like they think they're absolute king shit. And can you imagine after you go deep into the finals, win a comp, or even be in a grand final?
You're doing these ones.
Yeah,
You give them that, and
then-
of course,
and then
credit to them, like
And
of
then
course,
losing
but like
Haas, losing Reynolds, like these blokes are probably in the back of their mind, like, oh shit, we've got to win. So subconsciously, you're not playing with freedom. You're more playing like this needs to happen, and if it doesn't work out in your favor, if the ball doesn't bounce your way,
yeah.
it's not gonna just automatically bounce your way.
Well, this is where I think as well. I think Payne Haas has been around that locker room long enough to say, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm done. I'm gonna go to a place and
Fresh
culture
challenge.
where, I know it's gonna be a bit more stable. There's more stability. I mean, around an environment where there's a bit more, I guess, maturity. There's veterans who maybe they need to necessarily. Yes, I want to lead, but there's other veterans there who can guide me as well and improve me as a person, as a human, as a player. Payne Haas, in my opinion, is probably a top 2 or top 3 prop, probably of all time in the modern era. Top 2, him and Lazarus for me, are the top 2 props in the modern era, bar none. No one's even coming close to them two. And that's why I think for him, I mean, I'm not spelling it. I'm obviously no Payne Haas, but I think when from the outside looking in, I think a lot of people maybe have the same observations, have the same sort of thoughts. And I mean,
given
credit to
his
South Sydney
effort,
for getting
right?
it done as well
Yeah.
and getting him over. But I think when you see that, it's like, how can I say? Maybe it's around the group of friends who maybe get caught up in the wrong things or a bit immature.
At
And
some
like, you know
point,
what?
you gotta
I
pull
don't
the
want
finger.
I don't want to be hanging around these people anymore. You know what? I'm gonna sort of get myself
See my way out.
hang around the right people, put myself around the right sort of environment or the right sort of people. And I think maybe it's similar to maybe what he's done there as well. Because in his interviews, all he's said, I need to be a leader for my family. I've done what's right for my family. So maybe it's the fact that you're around the sort of a
culture, yeah.
culture or environment that isn't best for your family. And credit to him. Much respect to him, honestly.
Yeah, you can't, like, he's done what he's needed to do there. He's played in 2 grand finals, he's won 1. Like, he's done everything. He's played for his country both, and he's played Origin, he's won Origins. Like, Payne doesn't owe them anything.
No, of course.
Paid his dues, yeah.
He's paid his dues at the club. But for me now, I just hope they don't get rid of Madge because they've got such a good young crop of players coming through, especially in the forwards. Like Francis, Semu. I just think Madge can help instill that hard work into them.
That's how you killed, not killed, but let's say killed. That's how you killed that culture though, by keeping with Madge, kind of from showing that, because Kevin, they got rid of Waters, right? After this whole debacle, the finger was pointed at, and this is why I say it's probably more of a player issue, and why I went back to the boss comment, because the finger was pointed at Kevin Waters, right? They rebound with Madge. They go and win a grand final. And then what do people instantly do? It was definitely Kevin Waters. Now that it's happened again,
Disagree,
you
bro,
can't
yeah.
let it. You can't.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I'm saying
Like,
disagree with the fact with what people are
you
obviously saying about that. Yeah,
You can't let the players win again.
that's exactly
because
right. 100%.
That is how you keep this happening. And
Draw a
happening.
line in the
What
fucking
does it
sand.
say? What does it say about the Broncos' hierarchy in their management?
Yeah.
They just sack another coach. Like,
Absolutely.
And who are they going to get?
Especially after he's won a grand final. You can't just... I'd get the merit if you sack a coach. And the Kevin Waters thing made sense because
To be honest-
you've taken this team to a grand final. They've fallen off this much. This is unacceptable. You sack him, right? And then the lesson you need to take from the boys going to the grand final again, or winning it, and then falling off again, you go, that's happened twice
But
now
as well,
under
it's
different
like
leadership.
the injuries and the players that have been missing throughout the year have been a lot of crucial players.
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I think Madge has done enough to...
I wouldn't sack him. The grand final for me gives him at least another year,
Yeah, I
like
agree.
next year.
Or
Had
at
you not
least
had,
half of next year.
nah, I'd give him the whole year, let him rebuild. Like Harrigan's been a massive loss.
But
man.
the thing is, do the players want to play for him? That's the
That's-
thing, right? And that's where you got to draw a line in the sand and say,
Get out of
listen
here. If you don't want to be
listen
here, get out of here.
Enough's enough.
It's not a player-led culture.
That's not a player.
Enough's enough. We're going to stop fucking bending over to you blokes. Okay, you've won your premiership, and rightly so. It was deserved. You were all amazing that season. That run was incredible. Fairy tale run. Not even, I mean, yeah, it was an amazing run, but like, you can't, like, I don't know. I think it's play attitude, like you're saying. All these blokes who just think they're like just rock stars, superstars, and just that's it. Sense of entitlement. I've done what I had to do. I'm exempt from any form of criticism.
They
any form.
also might need to eat shit like they are this year to be able
Yes.
to get back to it.
Yes.
And then they have a massive off-season next year and they can prove all the
The
doubts.
way you do
100%,
that,
bro.
And
100%.
it sort of gets the pressure off them too, because they've got the pressure of, this is a grand final winning team. They're going to do it again.
Bit of
Because
humble
look
pie.
Look at Penrith. They won 4 in a row, right? And then the Broncos win. Now, people are just going to expect them to do sort of similar to what we've seen. Can they go back to back? Can they not? Obviously, they're not going to go anywhere near it, but they could come back next year, especially with the caliber of player in their squad. Like, regardless of losing Haas, you still got Willison, who's another year killing it.
Wow.
And yeah, like I say, there are some really, really good young forwards coming in who can make their mark in the NRL, and I think they'll immediately make an impact. So, just depending on how they go in the off season, that's why I say you could give them 6 months if they're not doing anything in 6 months.
well, this
you
is
can
the
just
way
forward plan.
the way I would
Interim
run it.
forward plan.
The way I would run it, if I was a coach in getting in there, I'd go and give him the hardest if you thought my first preseason was, I'd give you the hardest.
Madge does that. Madge does that. Madge
Even
is
harder,
known
even-
Every preseason
Now,
for that,
almost,
bro.
look, I know he does, but I'm saying even more because you're now trying to weed out like you need to weed out because there will be someone that can play in Sooks and has an issue. That's where you start because you're now trying to find the bad apples. Like, because if you can get through this, you know what? We used to do 2 hours, we're making it 4 hours.
Well,
Just
this is-
because.
well, but this is the thing, this is the thing as well. Okay, there's that too, right? Don't get me wrong, but there's going to be a point, right, where the first apple's fallen off the tree, Payne Haas. Xavier Willison, I think he's been fantastic. He's off contract end of 2027. There's going to be a sweepstakes for him. I guarantee you.
But
There's
you've
going to
got
be
the money.
clubs.
They'll
You've got
extend
the
him.
money. You've got the money.
There's
bro.
going to be clubs going for him, right? And if he gets
he gets
continue to
close.
see this culture and see all this what's going on right now, and I'm getting an offer that's probably of a similar caliber, maybe the same offer as another club.
You can get an 800 somewhere or 900 somewhere.
Why would I continue to stay somewhere that's
The
that's-
Dolphins
that
come in,
seems
you
to be
know?
like a ship that's about to sink or looking like it's sinking? Because you guys, as a club or organisation, can't manage to keep your players in check.
There's the other side of the sword. He might want to be part of the rebuild again, similar to
There's-
like Payne Haas.
Or be the
said-
Payne Haas.
Payne Haas said that he's going to miss CODY the most because they want to spoon together
Yeah.
and they want to comp together.
Mm.
So they've been through shit and they've been through the highs of highs. So he could do that with someone else at the club. And there's no reason why Brisbane can't. Like, they demand excellence as a club. And, like, we've seen what they can do. Like, they won the comp last year off, what, a 10-week period, 12-week period.
All-time period as well.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And as soon as Reece Walsh gets in that team and he gets really fit, there could be no stopping him.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Eels and Manly, Vic.
Oh.
Floor is yours, mate.
Bro, honestly. Bro. I'll be honest, I was incredibly proud of that
Were
performance.
you expecting a win before the game?
I'll tell you what, and we said this as before as well. When we play Manly, the home team always wins. The home team always wins. Regardless of where you are on the ladder, the home team always wins. And random stats guy, shout out to you, bruv. I've never met you, but shout out to you because
He's a good guy.
you popped this stat out. 6-1 at CommBank Stadium prior to this game. We are now 7-1 against Manly at CommBank Stadium.
7-1.
It's massive.
Their win, I remember their win when they got us at CommBank Stadium was a highly fueled and highly emotional game. I think it was the passing of one of their greats. I think Bob Fulton, I'm pretty sure. Bob Fulton had passed away that morning. So Manly, I'd never seen Manly play with such emotion and such fire to get that win. That is the only time they've got us at CommBank Stadium. Other than that, we've just ran riot. Last year, my sister's pre-wedding party, I'm watching this on my phone and doing on my phone, and my dad's like, bro, put the fucking phone away. My mother's saying, put the fucking phone away, bro. I'm saying Dylan Walker line breaks, footy Dean, bro. Dean Hawkins, shout out, bro.
Shout out, footy.
4 try assist that night as well. So, but yesterday was one to be proud of. I just want us to be better in defence because we were poor in defence against Souths. We were so much better. The contact, the line speed. We took it to Manly.
Saving tackles.
Honestly, Yongi, Fox, mate. Honestly, great efforts from the boys. It's what you want to see week to week. We want to see more of that, and that shows. And it shows what Riles is building within this crop.
Did you see what Pezzett said after the game?
Ah,
He said that Riles said, because it was Old Boys Day,
yes, it was. Give us an old boys game every week.
he said, give them something that you want to be proud of and a performance that you'll be proud of in 20 years. When I heard him say that, I had goosebumps. I was like, as if you're not going to get up for
I
that.
like
Yeah.
Rolls, man. I really,
Yeah.
I think I say this to you every time, Vic. I really like your team.
Oh, bro,
I think they're frustrating because they can have weeks like games like last week,
well, yeah,
but then
and
they can do this.
And Riles
right?
echoes that. He does echo that, and he does say, look, the only way you're going to get to 50 games is actually playing 50 games, right? A lot of this crop are nearing 30, in their 30s, their 40. Ronald Volkman hasn't even hit 20 games yet, bro.
I love Volk.
Oh, Ron the Don.
Ron the Don, bro. Ronnie Ball, Ron Ball, whatever everyone wants to call it. Rolls Ball yesterday. But Volkman,
How good's his
Kelly.
footwork?
Bro.
He's just dancing.
Bro.
Jared Hayne.
Yeah, literally. It actually reminded me of that a bit. It was just the way he,
That try.
He
is the
steps
first
the way he
time.
glides and
Powerful
moves.
through the hips. That
Yes.
He can get through the lines
Yes.
so nicely.
And he's not afraid to make the big tackles, bro. He took on Paseka. There was one tackle he took on Paseka, bro. I'm like, bro, Ron, you are a fucking hard
Had a shoulder
bro.
injury.
He one-on-one tackle on Paseka.
I was actually shocked when the Roosters let go of him to go to the Warriors because he, like, coming through their juniors, he was
All the talk?
a freak. Not just all the talk, he
Yeah.
backed up the talk. Like, he was a gun, absolute gun. And then they let go of him, and I was like, oh, he's gone to the Wars. Like, they're gonna have a mad 7. And then he had a few injury problems.
Couldn't get it, yeah.
And then
Couldn't
he
go.
went to the
Dragons,
that he
and
went
then
to?
there was that
Yeah.
controversy.
There was a
Passed the
controversy
medical.
Around the
with his
shoulder.
contract, yeah. And then you guys took a chance on him, and
Yeah.
it's bloody paid off for
Yeah.
him now.
I would
Yeah,
have taken that chance.
I said after we lost to Manly the first time,
Mm.
was it after we lost to Manly or after we beat the Bulldogs? I can't remember anyway. Whichever one it was, whichever I said
Keep
he's our 6, bro.
Yeah, keep
Rest
him
of the year, man, if he's healthy, he's our 6. Unfortunately, Pezzett, the nature of the business, bro, is that your future does not lie with Parramatta.
I think he's your 6 moving forward until that young kid's ready.
Lorenzo Talatina, bro. He
But he might cement
set
that.
up
He
a
might
nice
cement
try
that
on the weekend as
position.
well.
Well, he can just, like, if they really want to play Lorenzo, then he can just get a spot
There
anywhere else.
like right now, bro. Like there are massive raps on Lorenzo Talatina. Like there is massive.
Huge.
He set up a beautiful try over the weekend as well in New South Wales Club against Manly Bay. This was silky as, bro. The gap was this small. Bro. put his forward through in the forward squad, bro. So, yeah, big raps on Lorenzo as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of intrigue, man. A lot of talk around what's going on, like the power halves as well, what the future's going to look like. But right now, we've got to focus on, like, you know, week to week and how we're going to improve and get better. Katoni Katonga as well, another one as well that is sort of finding the line a bit erratic at times, but on the improve. Dogs Junior, Samrani as well is getting another Dogs Junior, getting better week to week.
We love Samrani.
We do love Samrani. I said this before in a couple of weeks ago as well, where he's got a similar sort of build to Adam Dewey as well. Not afraid for contact, defends well.
He's strong.
Very, very strong in the legs, bro. Upper body as well, upper body strength. So we played well. I thought we deserved to win. Especially why I thought we deserved to win in the end as well. I think it's because of our application, effort in defence.
And your second phase play was incredible.
Yeah.
Like, shout out Katoni Katonga for that try.
Yes. Yes. Oh, that was beautiful.
Offload.
And that's what we're capable.
Dylan Walker's flick pass. So that takes me back to when I was watching him growing up playing six, man. Like,
thanks for reminding me of that one, bro, because that almost escaped my mind. That was ridiculous,
I reckon that's try of the weekend.
Yeah, but hey, it has to be. That was a scary flick pass.
I couldn't believe what I saw.
I think a lot of fans are like low key, like burning right now that he's going on to England.
I'm so burning.
I
would love 300 NRL games.
Yeah, I would have loved to see him going around another year with us.
Is it a money thing? Like, what is it?
A couple of things, I think. Maybe that as well.
Stylistically, like,
probably to get an experience overseas.
Nah, man. Like, I mean, bro. Like, he changes every time.
Man,
every time
Warriors,
he changes the game
he was
for us.
doing this last couple of seasons at the Warriors. He's been doing this.
So dynamic.
Play in the middle in the NRL anymore.
Maybe
he wants that break overseas.
Play a six
and go see the world, man. Like, you can go travel to Europe on the
yeah,
weekend.
that's what it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
It gives you an opportunity.
So dynamic, man, and he changes the game for us every time he's coming to that field. You just don't know what he's going to do. Short ball, he's going to go back outside the back, hit the line himself. He's capable. He's got that Arsenal. Similar player for me is Aaron Clark. And Dylan Walker, and that's why I commend the Warriors as well, because Dylan Walker came back to Australia. They knew exactly the type of play they wanted, and they went for Aaron Clark. So, but for Parramatta, look, I think we deserved to win in the end. There's those signs and those glimpses that get you excited.
Yeah.
We just want to see it more consistently week to week, because when you got the performance like South Sydney, we just weren't good enough, and that's where they're the ones that hurt, because you can see where we're in the game. We weren't playing great, but we were in the game, right? Yeah. Against you guys, 12-all, and then just, errors coming out of your own half. You're putting South Sydney good ball for them to capitalise, and a side like South Sydney will just eat you up.
Especially CODY.
Exactly right. So, overall, just proud, and it was, the whole family at home just lifted the roof off. We were just, we were ecstatic, and it was a great win, for sure.
And then I like Pezzett icing the game at the end and then getting that field goal, just a bit of salt in the wound.
We just love winning by odd numbers.
Yeah.
We've won twice by 3.
Yeah.
9 yesterday. What's the go, boys? What's the go? I know you're gonna say something, I know, but don't say it. No. Don't say it. But but yeah, look, Pezzett was fantastic as well. He's got to improve on his defense as well. I think that's the thing, but as well. But at the same time, it's like, look, man. I mean,
we need a win.
Let me give you perspective. Yeah. Let me give you perspective. If he wants to get better as a player, and his teammates around him when they get better as well, everyone's got to still do their job, right?
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying he doesn't want to defend, right? But everyone's still got to defend well, right? Because you're going to Brisbane, bro. So Michael Maguire is going to be fucking down your throat, bro.
He'll sort it.
Yeah. No, he will sort it. But we know he's capable of doing attack, right? But it's more around as well for us for the Eels right now. It's in our best interest that he's defending well, right? So the players as well around him as well, and the players next to him on his inside and his outside is also doing their job as well, right? And that's how you get sort of improving, get better as well. So it's more of a cohesion thing as well, and as a player as well, getting used to those reps. Playing
that stuff's infectious, like you say. With the
100%.
If he's not doing his job, they're just going
exactly right. Well. So whether he's going to be there or not next year, it's just more around the fact that you're just getting used to that routine and getting into that, that rhythm. And just getting those little intrinsics or those little things that you're able to sort of pick up on as you build and develop on that experience. But I think for us that's what we need to sort of continue on moving forward and building. And look, there's the players there, there's the talent there. It's just we want to see more. Even speaking of talent the Silva as well. Again, was great yesterday. Darting out of dummy half, looked dangerous. So yeah, plenty to be excited about. I think, and I can't wait to see what we look like in the next 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, I assume we'll talk about Manly for a little bit as well.
Yeah,
and discuss them.
what do we make of Manly?
They really made Mole. Like there was one play where what's his name, Waddell ran through and he got taken by the Fox, but the Fox never gonna stop Hamole.
No.
In like that close to the line. There's no way in the world. No one's stopping Hamole that close to the line.
Yeah.
We've seen it multiple times this year. Like they really, really missed him. They miss Brooks, in my opinion, as well. Like Brooks is a big out for him. Joey Walsh is new. Talking about defense, he needs to sort of work on his defense as well.
Looks good, but looks good, man. Far out.
Looks good, but
looks
I think
good.
it's two parts of the game.
Yeah, 100%.
And if they're
100%.
going to be making sort of errors in their own end, which they were doing a fair bit in that second
They
half,
did.
it puts
They
him under
did.
a lot of pressure.
They did.
And he's not able to do what he's good at. So
They did.
he's he needs to work on it. And like T was saying in the car, like Foran's the best bloke for him at the moment. And like, how many try opportunities did they have? Like Manly's not in the worst position because they had a lot of try opportunities. They just didn't ice it. Like that Bullimore one where he bounces the ball over the line.
Oh,
Yongi, baby.
Yeah, like that
Try
stuff,
saver.
Like that's not happening every week for
No.
him.
No. It's
And
not.
Earlier in the game, they made that break, and I think Yongi made that other tackle on Lehigh, which was massive. Fox made a nice tackle on Saab as well. There was a few massive defensive plays from Para, which didn't happen the week before.
No.
So the fact that you guys rectified that in a week was massive, and I think they went into that game probably taking it a little bit too lightly.
Slightly. I think so. I think you're right there, bro. I think.
And they can't be doing that if they want to do anything.
Because even Joey Walsh, right, someone who sort of knew, looked a little bit too casual for me as well, a bit, right? Like, it just looked like a bit too calm, a bit too casual, like, you
There
know,
was one play on the right.
try to finesse it around a bit.
You guys shut him out beautifully, and he tried to push a pass when he probably shouldn't have even pushed it.
Yeah.
And it was an error, and you guys got the ball back and went downfield.
Yeah.
But like that's what I mean. But experience is just
No, yeah, exactly right.
Experience is just going to teach him.
He's going to be fantastic talent. Yeah. He's going to be a superstar, I reckon.
Yeah.
But Tom was fantastic as well. Like, I mean, Tom was looking to find looking for offload every single run he made. So
even though he was offloading to your players after time.
Yeah, I mean, that's where there was a bit of criticism. There was a bit of criticism on Ben Travojevic. I actually like Ben Travojevic as a player.
Me too.
I was going for the Manly comments, and I mean, they were sort of. I think they were going a bit hard on him. I think Ben Travojevic is a solid player, man. I like him. I like him, and he can play centre. He can come from the centres, and he can play in second row. So I thought the comments were a bit harsh on him. I mean, not everyone's going to play perfect every single week, right? He made a couple of errors, yeah, but I mean, I think he's a solid NRL player, and
considering where they were to where they are now, like you can't really be making those comments as a fan. They're still
they
look like they're going to make the 8, and
they should be really proud of what they've done, losing your first 3 or 4, whatever it was,
especially after they sacked Seabold.
Yeah, and then Foz comes in, guy's been retired for like 9 months
Literally.
or 9 months, comes in and does like the job of jobs.
What do we make up Foz about like now going forward, right? Like obviously he's a coach, he's got a 3-year contract and an extension, right? It's the team now needs to go in his mold, and he's like he needs to build the team in his image. Like where do you think he takes his team? I think this year for me, I think the 8, maybe they push the 4 at a stretch.
Do you want to go first, Hads? You want to answer that, bro?
Long term, I think.
Like I don't know what his play style is.
Is he going to be like a Fittler? Is that what you mean? Is he going to like fizzle out as a coach?
Yeah, I need to see. I don't know if I need to see more from coaching, because again, it goes back to what I was saying a little bit earlier with Dean Young about being an interim coach is about vibes. And the day that Foz signed for this team, I said this is vibes. They're going to go on a streak. They're going to win games, and essentially you can't keep that momentum, right? You then now need to start showing your prowess.
I met a Manly player, like someone who's in their top 30 a few months ago. I won't name who it is, but maybe a month ago. And I just asked him, like, what's changed? And he goes, literally, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. It's just the vibes at training. It's just the way that it is at training. It's just vibes. And that's literally
Then
what.
it's-
That's exactly word
Vibes.
for word what he said. And sometimes it's all you need, right? But I think they also need to make some signings for next season.
Yeah.
I think it's really important they sign a 9 because right now they're sort of playing without a 9, and that's Manly's been like that for ages.
Peter, sister, Pete. I know
Peter
exactly.
Mamazella.
I know
You
exactly.
wouldn't be happy with that, but Peter
No,
Mamazelos.
look, I just want Pete to play. For
No,
this
of
grade
course.
wherever
I'm
he
just
is.
saying, as a South
So,
fan, obviously, it would be.
As a South fan, I don't want
Yeah.
him to leave. But if
Yeah.
he's not getting an opportunity,
It
he
is
should
what
be
it is.
going. He should be going somewhere where the opportunities. there.
But let's be honest, Wakeham has done a job so far.
100%. But
Wakeham's
it's not a
Yeah,
sustainable.
Wakeham's a good option to have in your rotation.
Yeah, Wakeham's done
maybe
a
as a
job.
21 or a 20.
Yeah, I think Mamazelos could be a viable option. Look, they've got Staffatoa that they signed as well.
Great signing.
Great signing. I can't believe Tigers didn't
Yeah,
go.
me
Just
too.
still trying to boggle. That's a mind boggle. I'm
Well,
still
that's
trying
on
to.
Super. They probably think he'll do a job for him next year.
I don't know. And then Teakin Brown as well, to Parramatta Junior as well, who played yesterday.
Oh, he's
no,
signed-
not
he's
Teakin.
signed.
Sorry, Mattelli. Sorry,
Oh,
Tony Mattelli. Sorry, I get confused with them two. Tony Mattelli, not Teakin Brown. Teakin Brown is Parramatta. No, Tony Mattelli is the one that signed for Manly earlier this week as well. So I mean,
they need to make some moves
they've got to make some moves.
because you can't just rely on Nathan Brown for the next few years as
Yeah, I
well.
was gonna
No,
say the
no,
pack needs
that's
a bit of
probably
work.
why they've bought in. They've signed
They
Mattelli.
need to like make a few moves for Foz, and do players
Yeah.
want to go and play under an inexperienced coach.
But do you? Can I be honest with you? When you see like Jake Travojevic, you see these boys, Hamoli, you can see they just really want to play for
They
Foz.
love him
They love him, bro.
because he wouldn't ask him to do anything that he hasn't already done for the club.
That's exactly
So
right.
There's a respect there, and when you
Yes.
played with a bloke like that, and players around you, the younger blokes in the squad, they're just going to follow you too.
And they also, you
that's
can
their
still
culture.
relate to Foz because think
Thank
about
you. I was about to
the-
say that.
the
They
thing
can
about
relate
us,
to him.
like in our ages and where we are in life. Like I still remember Foz playing, right?
Mm.
So if he's sitting there and telling me, I'm like, yeah, it's a bit older than me, or maybe someone slightly younger than me, right? Because I'm closer to Foz's age than those.
We all are,
players.
bro. We all are.
So
We all are,
maybe
bro.
let me unwind back.
We're all close to Foz,
But
bro.
what
We're all
I'm
close
trying to
his
say
age
is
right now.
those players have seen Foz play.
Yeah.
I'd assume if you're coming through the system at Manly or if you've been in the Manly club, it's part of folklore, right?
Yeah.
You know, this was Foz, this is what he did, that this is that team from 2008 to
Won a comp.
2014.
He won a comp in 2011,
This is
bro.
what this
He was one of the
team
best
was like.
5'8s.
Exactly,
He was-
like,
Bro, won a
you
comp.
know, we got DCE. You played with DCE. You probably, I'd assume they still speak to DCE.
Would he be
He'd have been the
spewing now
one.
that Foz is the coach?
I think if Foz was there, I don't think DCE would have
No.
bolted.
I
I
agree.
genuinely don't think so.
I think so too. I reckon he stays.
I
And
think
reckon
it was a
Foz keeps
seaboard
him.
issue. I think it was a seaboard issue where he just didn't have any belief or confidence in what was the message that was coming from
I think it was
seaboard.
both ways.
And he just went, you know what? I got like 1, 2, 3 maybe years left in me, Max. I'm not doing this under this guy, and there's no. You extended like he'd just been extended. Like
Especially when you've been
in
there
your-
your whole career.
Exactly.
It's a huge decision to make.
in your right mind, you don't go. This coach has been extended. I'm gonna leave because I think he's gonna
Well,
get sacked.
so do you think? You think it was more Seabold than money?
I think it was both of them.
I don't think
Yeah,
it was
because
money.
money. I know
I don't
money
think
was
it
an issue.
Well, they matched the offer,
No,
so
they ended up coming.
they
Okay.
matched the offer.
And if
so
Foz was there, money would not have been an issue.
Of course not.
So that's to T's point.
Well, as in like money, as in when I say money as an issue, of course, like contract negotiations, of
that's
course.
fine.
But
Yeah.
they ended up
Not
matching
as in
like,
like-
no. The offer ended up being matched, so you then take the money side out of it. I think it was just like I only look at it that way. Like I feel like when you get to where DC is in his career, you start making decisions that are about either one, setting up yourself for the next phase of your life, or two, just enjoying
Yeah.
the
it's-
last couple of years.
But it's literally like what you said and what I was literally thinking. They relate to him.
Yeah.
You can relate to him. You watch this bloke play, you played with him. So you know what he expects, you know what he wants, and you don't want to let him down. Because it almost feels like he's on the field with you. On
Disappointment.
the field with you. You don't let him down.
We've also seen it in the Super League recently with Sam Burgess. Like he had that first year where he killed it, and then his second year they sort of dropped off
Tanked,
as
yeah.
well. So like it's a massive year for them next year.
That's why I'm just keen to see how it goes.
And let's see how they end this one first before
Yeah.
we jump the gun. But they should still be well entrenched.
Nah,
in
they're
the
in the
eight.
eight. They're in the eight for me.
Yeah, me too.
They're
They
in the
should-
eight.
They should be entrenched in the 8.
They are.
Yeah, it just
Seventh at the
Just
moment.
depends what sort of signings they make and how they start next season.
Cowboys, Knights, Sharks.
That's the last game is the Knights and the Finns.
Well, but they've
Fins
got
up.
that, but they've got to actually their draw is actually like a bit challenging. It's quite challenging. So they've got Cowboys, Titans should win. Sharks, always tough. Melbourne again. Melbourne revenge game after they got belted
Yeah.
the other week. Dolphins, always tough. Knights, they're going to get their revenge on the Knights as well after the Knights did a job on them early in the season. Dragons, Warriors. So, bro,
Where's the Dragons game?
at there, Brookie.
Ah, yeah.
4 points.
That's the easy 2
The
points.
Waz is going to be a tough game leading into the finals.
Yeah.
Right before.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
if
bro. It's
they're in a
that's a
position
big
to still
game.
be playing
Well, it
finals.
all depends. That's going to obviously depend. Exactly right. Like, if are you fighting for a particular spot, top 4, top 8, positioning. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that game. Let's talk about the
Wrap
Knights and the
up.
Dolphins.
Yeah, wrap up with the Knights and the Dolphins. I don't really watch this game too much.
I
did.
I did.
How was it?
Go first, Vic.
Enough.
But this is look. I'll be honest. Look. The Knights. Credit to them. Sometimes you have to win ugly. You all know this. You have to win ugly
They're
sometimes.
doing it
Yeah,
consistently.
that's it.
But
This
this
third now, aren't they? Or four? Nah.
They're,
surely
well,
not.
no, the top
They're in the
four.
top four.
They
Yeah.
they found their way into the top 4.
Yeah, they're in the top 4.
But I'm not sold on Newcastle. I'm not sold on them.
See, I like Newcastle a lot because they're finding ways to win ugly.
True.
Which is the hardest thing to do.
True.
Think
That's true.
and
That's
The
fair.
toughest thing to do.
Absolutely.
And they were missing Ponga on the weekend. You look at their team. They had Saifidi start the game in the first 5-10 minutes. He went down with a hammy.
Fair.
And that was their main prop on the day. Trey Mooney pulled out right before the game with a calf.
Just a couple.
And he's
Yeah.
been massive for them all
He's been great. He's been great.
Especially at home. He scored some mad tries at home. I think
Loves-
he scored a double against us.
Loves the meat pie. Trey
And
Mooney.
Like Dylan Lucas stood up in that first half, scored a mad try going through that line. And then they scored another one in the first half. And then the second half was pretty much all the Dolphins. And they
Yeah,
were
oh.
trying to come back.
Did Herbie get injured? Because I saw that little bit, or he just had a.
Curry, like, he got an ankle injury, but kind of just kept
He
playing.
just kept
No,
playing.
it was all right. It was all right.
Yeah, I think it was just like a little burner.
Yeah, I was
We'll
watching
see.
it in the background, so I wasn't really. I just see like little snips and.
No, he was all right. They fought back hard, the Dolphins.
They did fight back
They
hard.
fought
and
back hard.
They scored a couple of tries.
Yeah.
And Osaka had that penalty goal to
Yeah.
level it. And then Dylan Brown just stood up
Yeah.
exactly when it mattered. He made that field goal look so easy.
Credit
he
to
hasn't
him.
kicked a field goal since he said, I think, SG ball.
Yeah, against Penrith.
Yeah. And I think he said
Credit
he
to
kicked it
him.
with like 20 minutes to go. So compare that, kicking a field goal with like 20 to go to one with 4 to go
Yeah.
in the wet weather. Not
No.
easy to do.
Credit to him.
Especially like to have the balls to sort of say, yep, no,
Give me the ball.
Give me the ball. I'm going to do it. And he just put on his toe, went right over the black dot. It was a beautiful kick.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just closed it out for the last 4 minutes. He showed why he earns the money and why he's there. And like as I said, they were missing Ponga. They lost Saifidi, then and Mooney and Bradman Best. Not even mentioning Best as well. Like they're 4 massive outs in their system, and they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and they grinded out the win.
No, look, you got to win ugly. And like, but when I've looked ever since they played Parramatta in round 13, that's the game we should have beaten. We should have beaten them. I know, look, we conceded some soft tries. We should have beaten them, bro. We had them on the ropes there. They played fantastic against the Storm. Give them that. The bye, the Dragons, we all know.
The first or the second one.
No, the second time. I'm talking about, like, obviously, around 16. I mean, Val Holmes, bro.
He made up for it on
He
the
makes
weekend,
that
Val.
kick.
Made up for it.
He makes 2
And
of
then,
those kicks.
and then the Tigers won last week. Again,
Sketchy,
it was another one where the
sketchy.
Tigers just found ways to lose the game, to give the Knights the game, say, here, Newcastle, take the game, bro. We don't want it. But everyone was on board.
Can I ask you
Everyone was on
something?
board there as well.
Right.
So, and then as well yesterday, and look, obviously there's a couple of things as well. Like you said, there's a couple of last minute outs and a couple of sort of things that sort of don't go your way. But the Dolphins as well, undermanned
Yeah,
as well. I
of course,
mean,
but that's a game that everyone had penciled them to win.
yeah.
Like the bookies penciled them in to win. Like they had some blokes to score, I think around $1.60 mark, and I'm thinking to myself, they have to go to Newcastle and do it. It's not an easy trip.
No, it's not.
Especially
It's
in the
not,
rain.
bro. It's not. But the concern is for me, I'll be honest with you, they've conceded the most points in the top 8. So they average 23.5 points conceding.
Where
But
are
what
they,
are
where are
they
they point
scoring?
scoring? Because they remind me a bit of South as well. Like when we were
So-
in 21. Where we were just
So they've
shooting
conceded
down Sawyer.
they've conceded 376. That's the most in the 8 right now.
376 on how many
And
games have they played?
They've played 16 games and they've scored 417 points.
370.
That is the second least.
How much did you say they've played?
16.
16.
That's the second. No, the third least. The third least in the 8.
And they're in the top 4.
And
the
then
top
how
four.
many have they scored?
417. They've conceded 376. So they're conceding
And
23.5 points a
They're not
game.
winning 13 plus. You're right. They're not winning 13
So
plus.
they're averaging. Fucking hell.
Like against us, they scored like 44. I think it was 44, 42.
42.
Let's call it 26.1 points.
But that
They're
26.
averaging
That first 20
26.1
minutes.
rounded up.
26 points a game they're
Right,
scoring.
they're conceding 23 and
Well,
scoring
I mean,
26.
outside of these,
That's enough to win.
Yeah.
no, of
So
course.
true.
But and you know what I'm going to go to next, finals, where everything tightens up.
You gotta lock your defense up. In the
Everything
finals, with
tightens
that
up.
defense, you're
But
out. You're out in
think about
straight
it as
sets.
well, guys. Like they were the Spooners last year.
Credit to them, 100%.
Right?
Good
They were
shout
the-
out.
They were
No,
the Spooners last
we
year.
pumped them
They've
as
got
well
A new
last time.
coach, new system, right? So the fact that they're even where they are, it's sort of like the Raiders last season.
Yeah.
How they were just sort of overachieving, and I think they are overachieving, but they're still doing it.
Yeah. No, look, shout out.
My question to you, like to your point about form, and obviously that you went through the fixture list.
Yeah.
Could it be a question of they're pulling teams into that dogfight? You know what I mean?
Recently, yes. But if you look at their games,
Like, it might not be a pretty
Recent-
dogfight, but
no,
it's-
recently, yes. But earlier in the season, like
They were running
they
rampant
were
with
scoring.
points.
They were scoring 30 and conceding 40. Like it was weird. But like you said, Holbrook's still fresh. They're still obviously establishing their culture and their systems. You still got, and the exciting part about them is that you got blokes like Fletcher Sharp, who he's got Origin all over him. Fletcher Hunt as well is another maybe low key one, maybe down the track.
He should replace Gags next year.
Yeah, exactly right. So Dylan Brown as well coming in at 7. So I obviously did say, look, I'm not sold yet, but I'm not saying I'm not going to be sold down the track. Dylan Brown for me at 7 is another one where I'm still undecided right now because he's had plenty of opportunities to do it at Parramatta around decent crop of players and couldn't do it. Obviously now, look, you're around Ponga, Sharp, you're around some
got
really
a lot
dynamic
more freedom,
players.
though.
It's fresh as well.
Yeah, it's fresh, exactly right. So we'll see in the next, again, 12 to 18 months, I think, Dylan Brown, where you can really sort of make a judgment on, look, is this paid off? This $13 million decision paid off? Because all the old boys, Andrew Johns, all those boys.
I think it'll pay off, to be honest, because by the time 10 years comes around or 5 years comes around,
You'd like to think
that
so.
1.4 isn't going to be
Exactly
like
right.
the same value
No.
as it is now. So it looks massive now, but the cap increase.
Yeah, it will be.
It's gonna that'll be like
It will be.
They're geniuses for pulling off this
Yeah.
contract. And then they got Sandon Smith, who's come into the club.
Handy
as well.
signing.
Phoenix Crossland's playing out of his skin.
Great player.
Like he just doesn't get the credit that he deserves from anyone. He's an international hooker, but no one really sees him like that.
Kicked the 40-20 as well yesterday.
40-20 yesterday, and that was a beautiful kick.
It was.
Clutch to sort of get him into the position. And who else have they got that's new? Trey Mooney new into the pack. You got Tyson
Yeah.
Frizzell, who's an older statesman who should be leaving at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Dylan Lucas is hitting his straps. They've got Jermaine McEwen. They've got that kid that they signed who comes off the bench in the second row. Who they
Khan?
signed from Penrith,
Oh.
the young. They signed him from Penrith. I can't remember his name. I think he starts with an M as well. And they got Tom Kent, who comes off the bench, biggest
Yeah.
guys in the game.
Wow.
They've got a lot of promise over the next few
No,
years.
they do. I think for me, I think the why I sort of saying I'm not sold yet. I think probably more around the defensively. Look, they've tightened up the last couple of games. They've been in grinds, and I guess that's encouraging. But come finals,
I think they've overachieved this year, but they're in the
Yeah.
perfect position for finals.
Yeah.
If
No,
they
they're in the
if
4.
If they can be in the 4 come finals,
Yeah.
they're laughing. They get a second chance.
Yeah. Well, look, they've got the second most wins in the comp right now.
Yeah.
11 wins, bro. Penrith's at 13.
How many buys do they have left?
They have, let's check, bro. They have one bye left.
That's okay.
They got one bye left.
Yeah.
The Warriors and the Roosters have used up all their buys. Sharks too. So
We've
We
used
have.
our
I
buys
think
as
we've
well.
used ours this week.
I think
Yeah.
you've got
This
one more
week.
this week. Yeah.
So look, they've got you guys. Look, I think that's gonna be one to watch. I'm actually excited for that game.
It's sad without Cody, it's
I
gonna be-
know,
it's gonna be
but
tough without a player. But we should get up because it's the whole Jai event.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
doing.
I
Hopefully
think
we
so
get up
too.
for it.
a lot of emotion.
The last time we played them, they got up into that massive lead at the start of the game. I was at
Yeah.
that game in Newcastle. We were down by over 20 points before we knew it.
What a game.
And then Pete came on the field and sort of shored us up a little bit. And then Latrell just had a masterclass in that game. And we almost came away with it in the last play of the game where they
Yeah.
smashed him out. Low key, that was a shoulder charge. That wasn't called. But look, there's been so many games like that this year where they've won and they've just sort of fought it out and just scored more points than the opposition. Only just. But that's all you need to do. Doesn't matter if you win by 1, doesn't matter if you win by 50. As long
No,
as you're
look,
winning.
Get over
for
the
sure,
line,
because
yeah.
like that middle part of the season, they copped 40 like 3-4 times. So
Not 50 though.
no, not 50. There you go. Exactly right, bro. So no, it's one to watch, and of course, any side with Kalen Ponga.
What do we think about the Dolphins for the rest of the year with the outs that they're sort of starting to accumulate?
How long's Izzy Katoa out for?
I think they said 6 weeks.
So is it
From today or for
I think there's 5
because
weeks.
it's already
Say 5 weeks just to be conservative.
yeah.
So he should be back
Schneider
for-
looked okay yesterday. Okay, it wasn't amazing. Looked okay.
Yeah. That Dylan Lucas ran through that space.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So let's see what happens once they get a few more players back. But where are they on the ladder at the moment, Vic?
yeah, they're out of the 4 after that one. Look, I think Hammer was out as well. Flegler, Bostock, Platt. So they've got a lot of players that are out there against well against. So like, yeah, they were quite depleted. I think they'll be okay.
Oh, they're definitely going to make the 8.
Yeah, they'll be okay. They'll
Do
be
you think they're
okay.
going to make that charge still?
Yeah.
Finals.
I think being
Izzy Katoa will be back before the end of the
Unknown
season.
waters.
So
I think finals footy is a very different brand of footy, and they've never been
Yeah,
exposed
and
to
they
that.
haven't proven it there yet.
Right? They haven't even gotten to finals yet.
but they've got a lot of players that have played in big games.
Absolutely, but I just think it's a different thing. Like again, do you get a home final versus not being a home final? The ground that you're playing.
No, I
at,
get
do
that, I
you-
get
like
that.
it's all those variables. I think they need to experience that as a team. Wolf hasn't coached in a finals game, so it's little things like that. I think you have to take into consideration. Like
But the thing is, there's no expectation because they haven't been in the finals.
Yeah, that's a fair shout.
there isn't, yeah.
But look, it's a fair shout. It's fair points. I think both ends.
Katoa's just waiting for his chance.
Oh, bro.
He's just unbelievable. I've said it on this podcast before how much I love him. And
He's a fantastic
We're
player,
all
mate. He
Katoa
just,
guys.
he's a
We're here for
freak.
it.
Future New South Wales 7.
Speaking
Hands
of
down.
New South Wales,
There you are.
what do you think,
obviously this week or this Wednesday, we've got the decider up in Suncorp. Now we've obviously spoken about the squad. We all have our thoughts
Yeah, we've
on
gone
the
through
squad.
we've
We've gone at length about what we think. I think what are your final thoughts or takeaways going into the game? Obviously we've had some fitness tests, etc., happen over the past couple of days. Looks like we've had some movement as well in the squad. What is your
Strange is back.
yeah?
Yeah, good to go.
What are your thoughts going up to Suncorp? Right, I should say.
I'm not confident. Not confident in a decider at Suncorp. We haven't really proven it bar one recently at Suncorp. I think Cleary's 0-4 in deciders at Suncorp as well. So he really needs to put his stamp on this game if we're going to win.
Biggest game of his career.
He's played some huge
I mean,
games, but
Origin
biggest
career.
I think it's the biggest Origin game in
For someone who's got an Origin record under 50% as well. He's under 500 as an Origin player.
Wow. Yeah. So it's his biggest game. I think this could be a legacy game for him if he can go up there
I agree.
and ice it.
I agree, bro.
I'm definitely not the first person to say it, but surely if he can do that, then there's no question that he's going to be an immortal.
Yep.
In terms of Queensland, they just worry me there because the way that they've been playing, I think I saw a stat like they've scored 60 points to less than 20 when they've had 13 on 13 against us this series, which is absolutely ridiculous. So if we can match it with them, there's no reason why we can't. Like, it's a game 3, it's a decider. They should be up for it. But you've got guys in their side who they've done it before. The hunger that they've got in their team is ridiculous.
Crazy.
And like even blokes like Selwyn Cobbo, the way that he's turned everything around this season, he could be player of the season or player not
Correct.
player of
Roy
the
Lewis
series.
medalist. 100% I was about to say
the
it.
first winger to do it since Gags.
100% can do it. And bro, I was shocked he didn't get man of the match in game 2.
Me too.
But I understand why they gave it to Sam Walker because Sam Walker showed out in game 1. So for me, the most important thing for us, or I think the most important aspect for us, and I think it's a perspective that I think that you guys might agree or disagree with, but our first 20 in game 3, or I guess in any game in Origin, is always more important than Queensland's first 20. And for Queensland, their last 20 is more important than our last 20. And the reason why I say it is because when we start well, our first 20, traditionally, we run away with it, or our effort or how we play suits us more, and we're more likely to win the game. For Queensland, all they got to do for them is just hang around. If they hang around that first 60 and they're in the game, they're within 8, 10, you know exactly what's happening, particularly at Suncorp Stadium. You know what's happening. You know what they're going to do. This is always going to be a way. The Queensland spirit, brother, always finds a fucking way to get them over the line.
That got me shitty
So-
the other day.
Sorry?
I said that got me shitty the other day.
Bro.
When someone called you out for the Queensland spirit. I was about to
Bloody
lose.
Queensland spirit, bro. So that's why for us, honestly, it's crucial. It's crucial for it's crucial that we get our start right. We're already at a coaching disadvantage. I'm not going to get into it. We're already at a coaching disadvantage. Everyone knows what I guess what our limitations are, and we're already sort of starting behind the 8 ball, regardless of whether the game starts at nil or not. Everyone knows. So it's on this crop, it's on this squad, and it's the guys like Cleary, the guys like Moses, the Yos, the Murrays, they got to lead the way, that have been there before, and got to get that start right. That's the most crucial for me.
Speaking of coaching, do we see Laurie making any changes before game 1?
Yep.
There's been a lot of talk. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of content boys that I've known that have thrown their theories around.
What have you heard?
So Soapy's been big, and this is obviously like Soapy, obviously.
Opinion or
Yeah, he's obviously of the opinion, and just in line with I guess what he's sort of I guess what he believes. He thinks that Cam Murray's going to start.
So do I. I think Barnett's getting dropped.
And look, if Cam Murray starts, I think everyone will be over the moon. Don't get me wrong. I just want to see it before I believe it. I mean, there's been a lot of theories, a lot of talk about that. I hope it happens. I genuinely hope it happens because I think it's just going to add another level. It's going to add another level of just intrigue. Queensland are preparing for Yo at lock at the moment, but I think it's just going to add another dimension for us because when Cam Murray, this whole series, when he's played at lock, bro. Man, he's been
play the balls in Origin are crazy.
He's been so good, man. He's been so
surely
good.
he's not that thick that he wouldn't start him.
Look,
surely.
My theory with Laurie is he doesn't watch a lot of footy.
Yeah,
unless they're teams that he enjoys watching, or teams that he played.
The
for.
Raiders or
And like Cam, it's a no-brainer to play him at lock. It's an absolute no-brainer. And then you can just put Yo in the middle, and if shit hits the fan, you just move Yo back, bring someone on. It's not that hard.
That's what I think you'll actually do.
They've shown footage of Yo playing at prop, bro. They've shown
training.
No, in games. He's played
of course. Yeah,
in games. Bro,
he's great.
his leg power. He's a big boy, but his leg power is incredible.
And he's fast.
Yeah, he's exactly
mobile.
right.
The only reason I think he'll start is just due to the fact the period when we had no props on the field, he's the only one that stayed and played in that position. That is kind of my thought process.
With Yo?
Yeah. That's why I think Barnett probably gets dropped. He'll push Yo into the 4-pack and then
I said
start Murray at lock.
You know
that
what
is
I
what
said?
I think. Yeah,
we said the other week when we were choosing our teams. I said Yo needs to be at prop. Murray needs to be at lock. The Cam Murray is at lock. Probably the best in the game. Best lock in the game.
From a bias
No,
point
I
of
think
view,
it's the best lock in the game.
Yeah.
If you start Yo, there's that element of predictability from the get-go. Let's take nothing away from Isaiah Yo. But
you know
this is Origin, bro. This is Origin. Like, this is not the NRL where you're able to sort of get through your emotions or get
we
through
need to
your
go
sort of
bash
plays.
him if we don't have any chance.
Yeah, well, Cam Murray...
He ran off the bench to bash someone.
Yeah, Cam Murray had that level. Yeah, exactly right.
Someone to bash you. He ran off the bench.
100%.
Oh, what a series.
He has that dimension.
That's my guy.
He has that dimension of unpredictability where, similar to what we were saying before about Dylan Walker, not that I'm comparing him, but is he hitting the line? Is he dumbing and going? Is he hitting someone short? And he's played the ball. He's played the ball speed. He's probably one of the best that
Second to none.
It's ridiculously crazy. and you get guys like Robson, and then imagine like a Brady, bro, coming off the bench,
Literally
bro.
with Mose. It's a
Up
bit
the
crazy.
middle,
And then
man.
him working with Cleary and working with Moses on either side.
But that's maybe as well, again, I've just sort of just come to my mind now. Maybe it's a
Strange.
plan. Maybe it's a plan for
Strange.
later in the game, but I don't want to do it later in the game, bro. Let's start with it. Let's
Put
let's
your
get
best
them on
foot
the-
forward.
let's
We've
get
got
them on the
nothing
back
to
foot early.
lose,
Let's
right?
ambush them.
Yeah, we've got nothing to lose.
Let's ambush them. People have made that argument where we've got
Well-
nothing to lose. I somewhat agree, and people are saying, look, I mean, no, we've got actually everything to lose. This is Origin, bro. You know what I mean?
I get it, but look, when I
And-
say we've got nothing to lose, is
No,
lots-
of course.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, people are saying, no, we've got everything to lose. This is fucking Origin. We've got everything to lose here.
we got
You know what I mean?
smacked the last
Yeah,
game.
and
We need to do something.
I
Yeah.
can relate with that feeling where like we got bashed that hard. Even in game one, like let's be honest, but we got
Yeah.
fucking bashed in
Yeah.
both games.
They
but-
should be sweeping us, honestly speaking.
But let's see, man. Let's see. I think we got to start with Murray, a lock,
Yeah.
ambush from the get go. Maybe even Brayley.
I would love to start with Brayley.
Would you start Brayley?
I said. I think he's the best hooker in the state.
Yeah, I think I think Brayley is a better hooker, but I just think Robson doesn't have enough to change the dimension of the game if you could bring him off the bench, if that makes sense.
Well, then
So
we'll play him 50 minutes
right,
then.
that, exactly
Play him
right.
50 and take him off.
Because I don't see
Like,
how.
I'm not saying obviously Robertson's great, obviously, but
No,
like
yeah, but I'm saying
50
the
minutes
type
and-
of hooker he is, if we bring Robson on at the 50th minute and you started it the other way around, I don't think you're going to get as much ROI on that
fish out.
interchange from Robson as you would Brayley coming on.
I just
But if
reckon-
Brayley starts, I still think Brayley gives you a lot more, regardless if he starts or comes off the bench. But because you're carrying both of them and you're trying to spread the minutes between both of them, start Robson, let him do most of the hard work,
Yeah.
and let Brayley come and do the not so hard work.
I don't mind Brayley doing the hard work because he's done it for so long at Cronulla. And he's the only hooker there, really. He's played 80 minutes every week almost for about 5 years now. And he can do it in Origin. There's no question about it. But it gives you the opportunity to bring someone like Strange on who can actually open the game and break it open. He's so unpredictable, Strange. I love him.
There's just so many ways we can go about this.
Yeah, there is.
But it's what?
14 men interchange.
There's so many fucking ways now we can go about this. But you bring on a prop, bro.
We were desperate. In game
Down
2,
8, like, bro.
We were in game 2. We were desperate for something in the middle. Like Robson was gassed. You have Arpey on the bench. If he wants to play like Penrith, bring Arpey on the field.
Exactly right.
Bring him on the field, and then he
Part
brought,
of the dynasty, man.
You-
You got 3 rings.
he brought a prop on. He brought a prop on instead of him, and like, oh yeah, Robson, just stay out there and just keep getting gassed.
He was gone. He was
He
gone, bro. He was
He
gone, bro.
blowing. He was, and Arpey sort of stood up thinking, I'm going to get on here, and then
No.
he sat back down. It's
And then now he's done his peg as well, unfortunately.
Poor bloke.
Like it's
Another one as well.
you feel for the
4.
only.
Yeah, it
That's
was
good.
was just a
That's
slight-
good. That's good news
Okay,
then.
that's
If, you,
great
if
for
you're going under the
Tigers.
knife there, it's 12 to 16 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was on out for a month.
Yeah, it would have been 5
Good
to
news,
6
good
months.
news, good news. For Tigers as well, I guess.
Yeah. Anyway, but
Yeah.
for back to Brayley, like he can, I think he can play 80, and I think he can play 80 really well. And even if you don't want to play him for 80, you can just sort of
Give him
move someone
10,
like
20,
Cam. You can
yeah.
move someone like Cam Murray into hooker for a 10-minute period while you give him a rest to bring him back on the field, and then bring Strange on, or move even Moses into hooker for a little period. He's done it before.
Then bring Strange. I wouldn't mind using Strange in the lock if you're looking to use a ball
I've
playing lock.
always said like as a roaming middle,
Yeah.
I can see him do that.
Yeah.
Rather
right in the
than
middle.
you know, just keep Yo away from lock. Again, not a knock. Actually, I will knock on him. I don't rate him as a lock. Yeah, that's just my opinion. So I'd definitely keep Yo in the front and get him to just rotate as one of your big bodies to rotate to the middle, and then bring on Strange in that lock position if you want to give Murray the minutes. Or if you want to do something a little bit different, right? Then that gives you that ball playing ability that you get in a better runner, a
Yep.
much bigger body. Like you get
See what
Yo,
happens, bro.
you get a better version of Yo, in my opinion,
Mm.
if you bring Strange on in sort of that 13.
And it opens up our edges as well. Like if you're playing Murray at lock, so you can actually get the ball out quicker to someone
Yeah.
like Best to get him early ball. Even
Yeah.
Critter, like we know what they're going to offer in Origin. Like they've done it before. Best has won a decider.
I can't wait for that matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, Best and Toya on that side. So
Toya scares me. But
Yeah.
he's and also on the other side you got the Hammer. So let's see what ends up happening, because you got Critter who's sort of he makes a big tackle with his shoulder, he sort of gets a bit ginger. But hopefully they put an extra needle in that shoulder so he doesn't feel it.
He's
No,
on
I'm backing
Liam's
him.
side, isn't
I'm
he?
backing him in.
He's going to be on Liam's side, isn't he?
Critter's going to be on the right.
Right side because Best
Best is the left side centre.
So then you'll imagine Bostock will play left wing and Mark. on the right
I'm
as well.
excited to have Liam back as well. We missed a dog, bro. We just needed a bulldog out there as well.
I mean, look, there's the argument. Look, I can understand maybe why they've started Martin. I would like to see Hamoli starting though.
Can he do that too? Like, and just put Martin off the bench and bring him on in 20 minutes?
The way
But
we
he's
talk-
come off the bench
Like,
as well, Martin.
we've changed the whole team.
Like, Martin's
Literally.
come off the
literally, there's going to be like there's going to be like 46 changes, and there's only like 19 players that you can.
Reach out, Laurie.
But no, it's
Who's going to win, boys?
we can't. Of course, we're going to back our state. We're going to back our fucking boys. Of course, we are. We're winning. We're winning. We have to win.
We have to win.
We have to win.
It's a must-win game, but it's must
For
win
for Laurie Daly's sake, just to save him from like another barrage from this entire state. Because Laurie Daly is one of the greatest Origin players to ever play, one of the greatest players of all time as a rugby league player. To see him go through this as a coach, it's sad. It's sad. It is really sad. But anyway, I just hope for his sake, for everyone's sake, that we get this.
T.
I really, really believe this is a series we are so lucky we got to see bin. Otherwise, we'll be getting swept this series.
Yeah.
This series. I believe we got swept this year.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to admit it, bro. I don't want to fucking admit it, bro.
13 on 13.
Yeah, we got swept this year, and I know the records will never show that, but
What kills me because we got all the talent. We've got all the players, bro. Everyone's
The
there.
only
Everyone
place
is
where
there,
the
bro.
talent's not there's in the coaching box.
yeah,
That's literally it.
So Queensland, I'd say.
Husa.
I think I have to agree. I think my head's saying Queensland, but my heart's saying New South Wales.
Yeah,
Also.
I'm with you on that one. And
Who's player of the match, if you got to choose one, and player of the series?
I'm thinking Big Batch more there, man. If for player of the match for us, if we have any impact.
If we win, I think it all depends on how big Payne Haas's game is. If Payne Haas is a big game, I think he'll get man of the series because he was massive in game 2 for us in a losing side. Man of the match, man. Cleary, bro. It's your time, bro.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary, well, even Nathan Cleary get man of the series as well, but if he has another big, because obviously, look, it was
He was ice in game 1.
yeah, he was clutch in game 1. So it's Cleary or Haas for me for man of the
And
series.
then who gets man of the series if we win or versus? Because I think Sam Walker will get it if Queensland win the
I
series.
think honestly, I'm not even. Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
honestly for me, I'm not even joking. We said this before. Selwyn Cobbo.
Yeah.
I agree with it should be Selwyn, but I think Sam will get it just because you know how this
Of
stuff's
course,
always
they're gonna
picked up.
favor. They're gonna favor halves a bit more. You know,
It just depends on the performance. If
slightly increase his market value.
yeah, that's true too. But
1.4 mil, please.
I'll
Big
back,
Nick.
I'll back Selwyn for the Smoky.
Yeah.
I'll back him for the Smoky. But for New South Wales, yeah, Cleary or for the match, maybe Murray.
Yep.
Just for man of the match. If he can start, like the impact that he'll provide, and he's just going to be raring to go.
Yeah.
I think for the series, it's Murray because all across, if we win across all 3 games, he's been our most.
That's a fair shout, bro.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's another fair shout. That's a fair shout, bro.
Very fair shout. Cam could be player of the series, but yeah, even
Bro, just want to see Blue lifting that fucking shield, bro.
yeah.
That's all I want to see.
That's all right. And on that note, boys, let's jump into the tips for this week.
Let's go.
So first game we got is the Tigers versus the Warriors.
Warriors,
Wise.
13 plus.
13 plus.
Yep. Same.
13 plus. That's all 3 of us. Next game up is the Dolphins versus the Sharks.
It's a tight game, this one.
It's at KO in
KO.
Redcliffe.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
Dolphins. I think Dolphins 13 plus.
Mate,
when the
Sonny-
Sharks take on a tough team, they can buckle a little bit.
It's 5.
One of-
It's 5 versus 6 as well. So
1 or 12. 1 or 12 Dolphins.
yeah, I'll be with you, Vic. Now, Joey, your boys in blue are back.
Oh, they're back.
The best 5-8 in the league,
Oh,
mate.
Here we go.
We've got the Bulldogs and the Raiders at Acor at 5:30 on Saturday. Oh, we're back in here.
I
Right.
reckon the Dogs.
Raiders off a bye as well, hey?
Both off a bye.
Both teams.
I mean, look,
Do you get Preston back to
If you listen, if you're serious, if the Bulldogs are serious,
It's got to
if
be
you
13 plus.
no, oh yeah, but I mean yeah, if you guys are fucking serious about your season or about serious about after these 2 grand final wins that you've had the last 2 weeks, you got to win this one. Have to win.
They've got the wood over him the last couple.
Yes, they did. They got him in early rounds as well.
3, and then
got
round
him.
10 last year they won 32-20.
Yeah.
That's
That
right.
was when the Raiders were at the peak of their powers.
Yeah.
So I think the Bulldogs will win again.
And the Raiders were average as well against the Dragons, even though they got the win. They were average. They weren't amazing. Yeah, they weren't amazing. So
That's rich.
no fucking excuses for Bulldogs.
Raiders 1 to 12.
The referee-
Hey,
Yeah,
all the
Joe.
dogs want to talk for me.
And then we got the Roosters. This is your boys, Vic.
Parramatta 1 or 12.
Ooh.
Big Smoky F60.
But listen, it
Massive smoky.
all depends on whether their players, with
backs up.
Robbo or the players back up as
Yeah.
well. There's a lot of Roosters players that, or they maybe might split the load. We'll see what happens.
Well, they're coming third at the moment, the Roosters, so he might give him a rest.
Maybe a 4-2.
I
Juicy.
think, I think they'll have enough. I think the Roosters 1 to 12.
Fair enough.
I think Roosters 13 plus. We got the Rabbits versus
Slack,
the
bro.
Knights.
Slack.
Knights 13 plus. They're gonna
Slap
gonna
you.
spoil the party.
Knights 13 plus.
Especially,
reckon-
especially if Ponga and Best play. Vic's tipping South.
I am tipping South Sydney over those. 1, 2, 12, bruv.
I'll tip against us because when we win, I'll be happy.
I'm gonna go unconventional.
Yeah.
I'm going
In my
unconventional.
tipping comps, I tip with my head. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm gonna say the Rabbits by 1 here. It's gonna go to Golden Point.
Wow.
This
Who's
is
the
this.
field goal? Was it Jamie Jamie Humphries?
Huh?
He did against the Dragons
Yeah,
last
well,
year.
let's
the
have a
field goal.
look. Don't worry about that. It's going to Golden Point. Up after that, we've got Force Ball versus Peyton Ball, if we can call it
Rolex ball.
that.
Todd Taylor loves his Rolexes.
Well, man.
Loves
So
the
that's at
Rolex.
4 Pines, Sunday Arvo, Brookie.
Goldie.
This time slot, I will never tip against Manly.
Mm.
Yeah, dry track. Dry track.
Four,
What's the weather on Sunday?
It's raining.
Oh,
It's wet till
Manly.
Monday,
But
I
they-
think.
Bounce back spot.
well, the Cowboys are used to a very dry track, so
Manly bounce back spot for me.
Yeah, I think
1 to 12.
Manly 1 to 12.
Manly
here as
1
well.
to 12.
And then we close out the round with the Storm versus the Titans
How convenient the Melbourne. How convenient the Melbourne Storm get the last slot.
at Amy Park.
yeah,
Very convenient.
very. But it's harder to play in the last game, right? They always say it's harder to back up at the end of the round.
Well, I mean, in terms of terms of the Origin boys.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's hard for the Origin boys to. They say it's
Really?
harder to back up at the end of the round than straight
Okay,
away.
because less. I guess. More recovery time. Meaning, okay. Yep.
Probably feel a little bit more sore.
I think the Storm
Yeah.
will pump them.
It was
Oh.
a close game last time they played, wasn't it?
Let's check.
Yeah, it was. It was.
28-16 and then 22-20 last. Or, they haven't played this year yet.
No?
No.
No.
Oh, and it was last year. That was last year's one.
28-16.
No, it was last year's game. Sorry, I got confused.
Yeah. So I think the Storm will. win.
13 plus. Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all unanimous.
By unanimous decision.
Thank you so much, guys. Love it. Appreciate your work. We might get one of the two reunions to come back in next week. So we'll have a chat and see if Sui or Fred are available to come to the potty. Thank you.
Thank you,
Take
guys.
care. Have a good week. Up the Blues. Let's
Up
come
the
back home
Blues.
with a
Up
win.
the fucking Blues. Let's go, boys.